Hello, everyone. It's me, KP. I'm here in my studio, the Moon and the Maker, home of ArtFoamies, and I'm here for ArtFoamy Fun Friday, a special Black Friday edition. I don't know what that means, but just an extra long time really is all it means. Patty is here. Oh my gosh, thanks for coming. I know it is a crazy busy time for a lot of people, and I really wasn't even expecting, to have very many people join me, because I know that many of you possibly are celebrating, have family commitments and family gatherings. So, it's really, I'm just here for the fun of it. I personally am not doing anything the Black Friday other than getting makey and enjoying leftovers. And so I thought, it'd be fun to just come on here, hang out, and just get makey. I don't get a chance to do that often. So I thought, what better way than to spend it with my friends? So let me say hello to Patty. Janice is here. Monica is here. Wendy. Yay, I'm so happy. And Wendy, we're going to be here for a while. If you want, whoever wants to pop in and out, of course, but make sure that you talk about the Holiday Art Fest, Wendy, okay? And of course, I'll talk about it too, but make sure you mention it. Make sure you post a link and, any questions that people might have, okay? I am here to not only promote and share and, talk about ArtFoamies, but I want to share and promote my friends' businesses and my friends' artistic adventures as well. In fact, I have a lot of sharing, to do with you regarding that. And also, I want to remind you, please go and visit some of the other, if you haven't already, you probably already have, but there's lots of our artists have sales and specials and sell their artwork and their own art supplies and things like that. So please keep in mind, Natalie and Sandra and Robin and Elizabeth and, oh my gosh, who else? Gina Aarons, Gypsy Soul Laser Cuts, so many. And you know what? I think after my makey tonight, I will post a list for Cyber Monday so that you can go and check out all of their links and their offerings, because I know they'll be doing things for Cyber Monday as well. So Jack and Dana are here. Thank you for being here. Nice to see. And Rexy. Yay. Hi, Rex. Stephanie is here. Megan is here. D. Keels, welcome. I hope you had a nice Thanksgiving. Thanks for coming. Acme Post, woohoo! Ellen is here. Thank you. Tam is here. Jim, welcome. Pamela is here. And Debbie, well, goodness gracious, we have even a little bit bigger of a gathering than I thought. So, of course, hang out and, yes, join in. So somebody asked, Acme Post said, can I ask a silly question? Will graffiti stamp come back? I have to be honest, please share a picture, because I am not sure what graffiti stamp is. If it was something that was on our site before, back before 2020, before I took over, then I don't know. That's my honest answer. If it's something we can help with, then we definitely will. Just if you can find and share a picture of it with me, that will be really helpful. Okay, so Wendy, you didn't miss the beginning. You were here ever since I first jumped on. I was just making sure that you will share the Holiday Art Fest, make sure everybody knows about it, and I will share it as well. Megan says, I went to Michelle Kester's shop today and bought ArtFoamies and art supplies that I didn't need but definitely wanted. Yay! Okay, so thank you. Yes, thank you so much. My ArtFoamies t-shirt. I'm hoping to be able to carry these in the beginning of the year for you all. Is there a good way to cut ArtFoamies, cut them like you would foam core? That also is a great question. I honestly just use scissors when I cut my ArtFoamies apart, generally. But I have not experimented with anything else. I feel like a craft knife is kind of too small, but if you had like a bigger, like box cutting blade, that should work. You just want to make sure it's good and sharp. And that's all I know. So what Megan was talking about, Michelle Kester. So please check out Rotique Boutique. They have a lot of great specials. And speaking of Rotique Boutique, Michelle's place, I do have some of her ArtFoamies to share with you this evening. And so that is a good segue to turn the camera over to the table to talk about all of the goodies and the new things and stuff that is happening for Black Friday weekend. Again, I want to welcome everybody and say thank you so much for being here. We're getting started this evening just a little bit early. Normally, as you know, ArtFoamy Fun Friday starts at 5 p.m. Central, and that is how it has always been and always will be. Normally, we always start at 5 p.m. Central, but we did start tonight at 4, just as a partial, way of bringing in the weekend and celebrating Black Friday, and just another excuse to get in the studio and get makey, right? I don't really need an excuse, actually. So I wanted to tell you first what's happening at ArtFoamies. When you do shop at artfoamies.com over this weekend, Black Friday through Cyber Monday, we are giving away, first of all, it is 30% off your order, okay? 30% off your order with the code BFCM2022. Let me type that in for you just in case you missed it. It's Black Friday, Cyber Monday 2022. Oops, it didn't type. Shame on me here. That is the code that you'll want to use for 30% off your ArtFoamies. And when you place your order, if you place an order over $25, you will receive this limited edition ArtFoamies bumper sticker. Okay, and it is while supplies last. We have a good amount of them though, so don't worry, we shouldn't run out. But again, this is with your order over $25 or more over Black Friday weekend. And then you will also receive the piece pin. This is a little acrylic pin, okay, and it does come with a little backing. Okay, when you get your pin, it will have a little protective coating on the top. So if it looks kind of weird, make sure you peel away the little protective coating on top. We're giving away the piece pin for the first orders, again, while supplies last. This will be offered the 24th through the 1st. Okay, and after the 1st, from the 2nd until the 8th, we're going to offer the love pin. Okay, so we won't be offering the same discounts, of course, but we will still be offering some of these pins with orders throughout the month of December leading up to the Christmas and winter holiday. Okay, so the next one is the love pin, again, while supplies last. And then finally, your happiness pin will be the 9th through the 15th. Okay, so I'm so excited to be offering some special fun little doodads that we all love to collect. And I know that so many of you, I will tell you, so many of my friends and ArtFoamy followers have commented on the stickers. It seems like you all really love the stickers. And so I thought this would be another fun thing to collect, since you're placing orders anyway, because I know that you all love ArtFoamies because you tell me, and also because I see all the beautiful things that you make with them. All right, so then again, limited edition bumper sticker, and this will go all the way through as long, with orders over $25 or more, as long as we have some remaining, okay? Super excited. All right, also wanted to share with you, again, you know that every month we come out with a freebie. This is our special Black Friday weekend freebie. And of course, now I don't have the little image of it, so I guess I'll have to stamp it for you. Darn. Any excuse to stamp, right? I had a couple really cute cards made with it too. I just don't know where they are right now. Probably piled up here. Oh, wait, maybe I can find them. Hold on. Let's see here. Maybe I have them. Ooh, I do. They're close. Here they are. Yay! So this, again, a little peace snow globe. I don't know if you see the little snowman has a peace sign, and he has a little bird whispering in his icy ear. Anyway, that is the limited edition, or I'm sorry, not limited edition. This is a freebie also that is going to go in your box over the weekend. So through Cyber Monday, this is the special little extra that we're offering. Okay. All right. So we have so much new to share tonight. I'm so excited. First, I do want to share with you something we've been waiting for such a long time. And I don't know how many of you have been waiting with me. Quite a few of you, I think. But I'm so excited to finally introduce a couple new colors of our Moonlight Duo Tint and Hue ink pads. For those of you who have been following me for a long time, you know that I developed these ink pads way back in the Rubber Moon days. Okay, and I believe now, oh my goodness, we have about 18 colors. And this is our newest edition. It is called Blue Black. And oh my goodness, Acme Post says, found the stamp is called Gibberish. It says sold out on the website. I am so sorry, and I will fix that right away. If Mr. Moon is watching, he will fix it for me right now. But one way or the other, we'll get that fixed, and it is not sold out. Sometimes that just happens. Let me just mention to all of you, if you ever see one of our ArtFoamies that is sold out on the website, let us know, because it should not be sold out. Okay, unless it's a limited edition. That's the only time. Okay. So anyway, let me message Mr. Moon and tell him to fix that. He said if I need anything while I'm live to message him. So I'm just going to say, please update Gibberish ArtFoamies. Says out of stock. So that should be fixed momentarily. Sorry about that. Oh my goodness. Anyway, all right. So we do have new Moonlight Duo Tint and Hue ink pads and their matching re-inkers. One of the reasons why I am so tickled and so happy to finally have these. First of all, I have wanted a nice blue black, like a dark blue or a dark black with a blue tinge. And so, and it's kind of, and then of course, when you mix it with the white, it's going to be gray. But I just love, I love that really dark black. I don't know. I'm going to stamp it with this ArtFoamy. And again, this is the freebie for the month of November, the normal freebie. And I don't know how well the color is going to read on camera, but hopefully you'll be able to at least get an idea. It's a nice dark gray with a, almost like a Payne's gray. Okay, so we call it blue black. And of course, when you mix it with your white to get your tint, it's going to be a lovely shade of gray. Okay, so and then next I'm going to show you another color so dear to my heart. And one of the reasons I am so glad to have this color is named after a dear friend of mine, Heidi Smith. Heidi left us in April, and this was her favorite color. And so I said, what better way to honor such a beautiful artist, such a beautiful friend, and such a beautiful spirit than to name a color after her, so that every time I stamp it or use it in my art, I will always think of her. Not that I will have ever any problem thinking about her, And if you knew Heidi, then you will also understand. But if you didn't, then just please know how special this color is, and how beautiful and appropriate the color is for a very lovely spirit. And again, this is called Heidi Violet. And I'm so excited to finally have this. This has been in the works for, oh my goodness, a very long time. And finally to have it and be able to stamp with it, I'm just super happy. Oop, and I know it's a little bit dark. I know you can't see that beautiful color as nicely as I wish that you could. Hopefully, well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to over stamp it in a little bit of white, just so you can get that hue, that tint of it, okay? And hopefully you'll just trust me. And I will post some pictures you know, so that you can see the actual color on your screen and you're getting a true reading. This is very difficult. Not only is my lighting semi bad in here tonight, but you know, it's evening light. But you can trust me when I say it is a lovely, beautiful shade of like a purple with a very sort of opera rose undertone, if that makes sense. So it's a purple violet with a bright pink undertone. Super excited. And again, matching re-inkers to go with that. And look, I've already happily used my Heidi Violet, and I think you can see how luscious of a shade that it is. And you know what, I'll go ahead and go over here. I'm going to clean this off and we'll do some gray while we're at it. If I missed saying hello or good evening to any of you, please forgive me. Cecilia, I'm sorry if I missed you. And I don't know, sometimes I say hello and then I forget I even said your name. So forgive me for that too. Okay, let's go over here and we'll go ahead and I'm going to load it up with some of my Moonlight White. Now remember, the Tint and Hue ink pads all have a pad of white and then a pad of the actual hue. And when you mix the two, it makes a tint. And I just love it. You can make beautiful gradients. You can do highlights. And again, remember that definitely you can clean off your white side. If your white side begins, or either side actually, if either side begins to become too colored, you know, too contaminated with the other color, you can wipe it with a dry, clean paper towel, bring it back almost to, you know, just its more grayed out color, and then apply your re-inker and it'll be fresh. You can use it just as good as new. All right. And you can see here, this is kind of a great illustration. I have my dark, my medium, and my light. Okay, so if you haven't really seen the Moonlight Duos in action, hopefully that gives you a little bit better of an idea. And they are hybrid ink, so after they are dry, they will be waterproof and permanent. Okay, but they are they're more viscous and opaque than like a dye ink. Okay, and they're also more light fast. And if you have any other questions, you know, about that, you know, of course, where to find me. All right. And I'm right here too. You can ask away right here. But I'm going to stop and read the comments for just a second. Ashley, welcome. Nice to see you. Yes, and I know many of you will be in and out. Don't worry. Like I said, I'm just here really to have fun, to hang out, and to share with you. It's a very laid back Art Foamy Fun Friday. I'm planning on being here for quite a few hours, just showing different things, talking about stuff, and here for questions or thoughts or you know, just makey chit chat. All right. The next thing I wanted to share with you, and I'm very excited about this, and I don't know, I don't know if I should wait a little while because I was hoping that Michelle was going to be able to be on here. Our friend Michelle Kester from Rotique Boutique, many of you know her because she is a fellow Moonie. She also has a very, you know, active shop with all sorts of beautiful, oh gosh, gifts. And I think she sells shoes. I know. I mean, she is one busy lady. She has a cafe and she sells all sorts of art supplies. So she has recently come out with her own small line of ArtFoamies that she designed. And so I really wanted to share those with you. Now, they are not available through ArtFoamies, okay? This is her private collection. So I am going to stamp them for you and share them with you, but please keep in mind that they are available only through Michelle. So you can contact her and she will... she said she's going to have them listed tomorrow on her website. But I wanted to really just share them with you because they're really fun designs, beautiful designs. And she has such great ideas. I know that many of you follow her. I love her art. So I just wanted to share them with you so that you could go and give her a little love and support, whether or not you buy her ArtFoamies or, you know, something from her shop. But definitely support her and her business, Rotique Boutique, on this Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Super fun designs. I stamped them out, but I have to be honest with you. I do not know where all my stampings are at this point. So I'm going to stamp them out again for you using our new ink pads. And I just love them. Some of her ideas are so dang cute. It was like, oh, why didn't I think of that? Anyway, many of you know she has this gorgeous footwear. She sells boots. And so she said, I need a boot. And so we sort of came up with this together. I'm so excited because I think it would be so cute to use this boot as a vase. You could have things coming out of it. And of course, look, oh my God, it's so cute. Anyway, of course, you can also, if you do not want a decorated boot, then of course you can use the other side as a solid boot. Okay? So super cute idea. Great job, Michelle. This one too, love it, love it. For those of you who know me, then you know last Christmas I got a new guitar. I started to learn to, you know, strum a few notes, and then I set it in the corner and I haven't picked it up since. So hopefully we're getting close to New Year's. Maybe that'll be my New Year's resolution. We'll see. So Wendy, are you still here? If you're still here, make sure that you... Ooh, Jeannie Gorton is here. Oh, cheers. I wish I had a margarita with you. And Lisa is here. Thanks for joining us. Right now, I am just sharing with you a couple of the custom designed ArtFoamies that is Michelle Kester's private collection. So you can contact her. Definitely check out her website, Rotique Boutique. And this one I absolutely love. What a cute idea. So excited about this. And again, this is my era back when we used to buy cassettes. I just thought, you know, I was the coolest because I had a cassette player on my turntable, cassette player in the car. And I don't know how well I have that inked up, but we're going to... And this makes such a cute mailing label. I really think that's one reason why Michelle designed it as a cute little mailing label. Ugh, I have to use this on something. It's so, so cute. I think this would be so cute on dish towels. I think it'd be so cute on a t-shirt. Oh my gosh, Michelle, love this. All right, again, just repeating myself, these are not available at ArtFoamies. These are Michelle's private label, which she also has this really fun little sort of oval sort of doily set. And it's really cute. It's positive and negative. And she also has this set of music, positive and negative also. So let's go ahead and let me pull out another piece of paper here. Oh goodness, let's just pull out, because I'm just stamping them for the fun so you can see them right now. Obviously, if I do a project later with something better, I'll show you, but I'm going to just pull out a little piece of newsprint, and let's do this. We'll do this in the Heidi Violet. And I think what happened, to be honest with this one, Michelle sent me this design and I cut it, or Maxie and I cut it raw opposite of what we thought it should be. And then I said, no, let's do it the other way. And then we just liked them both so well. They went so great. You can use it by itself, or of course you can get the other piece. And I'm going to go ahead and just gray this up. Okay. And well, I don't know. It's going to be a little bit off, but it's okay. It's just so, so cute. Again, that is a little bit off, but look, let's stamp it again by itself. So you saw you can use it. Oops, I'm dropping stuff. I'm a little crowded in my space here. So you can stamp it and use it by itself this way. Okay. Well, not a very good stamping, but you get the idea. Or this way, or together. So super cute. Thank you, Megan, so, so much. Yes, I know. I love that. I love this cassette tape so much, but I think this is super adorable too. So many cute ideas for this as well. Okay, and then finally, last but not least, and I am going to, I do want to stamp this for you and show this to you, because I will say the music comes in a positive and negative as well. Okay. One of my concerns when we did this is that these lines are very, very fine. So they are not going to stand in their entire, they're not going to be super strong. They probably will not all print. Okay. It's okay. That's how I mean, we were aware of this, and sometimes with some fine lined ArtFoamies, that's the way it is. But if it is something that is supposed to be sort of distressed or aged, it's okay. All right. Yes, the white gets so Jim was asking about the ink pads. The white does get contaminated from the color, and eventually what happens, Jim, is that this becomes the actual tint of the hue. Okay, but again, if you want it to come back to be nice and and you can still use this as a white ink pad. If I just take this and I clean it with my dry paper towel, okay, mostly. Sometimes you'll drag a little bit in there. It's no big deal. You can pull a lot of the color right out, okay? It'll still be a little bit tinged, but it's okay, right? You're going to get your white re-inker and you're going to re-ink all that, and it's going to be back to white, and you can still use it as a white ink pad for the most part. my whole point though, in doing these, is it's okay if you want a pure white ink pad. You definitely can get a pure white ink pad. We have them in the white. Okay, mine's a little dirty now, but it's still pretty good, right? It does get, you know, it can get a little scrungy, but what I'm saying is if you want a pure white pad, you can get just a white pad and use it for that. The thing about these is that eventually, once you're using them, okay, you're getting a tint of your hue. Okay, so that's why they're called tint and hue ink pads. You also get those great, you know, those nice gradients, and you can, you know, get true enough color to get that dark, medium, and light, the same as I showed you with the little hats, right? Yeah, they're great. And you know, the ink is really nice. The white is actually some of literally the best white on the market. Okay, if you like, if you're familiar with the unicorn pads from, I think it's Hero. Most people say that's their favorite opaque white pad. This is very, you know, it's right up there with it. Okay, so anyway, yeah, and the ink, the hybrid ink, I really, really like. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I am going to load this one up. And I think I did have a little bit of gesso or something on this, so it might be a little crusty. Forgive me for that. But hopefully it'll still stamp okay. So again, I'm just repeating these that I just shared with you. I want to support Michelle and her endeavor. And so I'm sharing with you her new stamps, ArtFoamies, that are only available through Michelle on her website. Okay, these images that I just now shared are not available through us. Super cute though, right? So there you have it. We have the set of music. We have the set of oval doilies. And we have the cassette tape, my very favorite. The guitar with wings. And the boot. The fabulous boot. All available from Michelle. So make sure you contact her. Congratulate her on her beautiful ArtFoamies. We are so honored to work with her on this project, and we'll love it if you love and support her as well. Okay, so and I thank you so much, Michelle. I hope that you get to see this later, and hopefully, maybe, you know, if we're still playing here in a little while, I can pull a couple out and use them in a project. All right, so I'm going to stop and have a sip of coffee. I might have to stop for a second, and I'm putting this here just so you have something to look at. Okay, well, I'm going to have a sip of coffee, and I might have to warm up my coffee. So please type in here. I wish we could all chit chat. One thing about for those of you who join me on Discord, I really love it because we can sit and talk. And I just love that we have that capability. So, oh my goodness, a couple other things I wanted to share with you tonight. So I know many of you that have joined me throughout the day today, because you know I've been sort of jumping on and doing a few little makeys and demos. So I know many of you have already seen a couple of the things that I'm going to show, but I promise I am going to show a few different things as well. So if you can kind of bear with me. The next thing I want to show you is some new stamps. I know those of you who are in my Patreon group saw the new stamps because I did a little sneak peek the other day, but we do have a few new ones from Gypsy Soul, and I do want to share those with you because they're absolutely darling and wonderful, and she's a great designer. So we do have this super cute snowman set. It does come with the body, okay? So you're just getting that little outline, and which is fun because, you know, this is a great thing to do with kids because they can draw in their own face and use their own imagination. You can do collage, you can, you know, you could do a photograph, you could just do anything, but leave it up to your or your kids' imagination, right? So we got the snowman body. You have a little scarf, okay? So you got the little scarf. You got a couple little hat choices. You have the little snow cap and also the top hat. But what else is cool is that our little November freebie would also be real cute. Okay, a little bit different, but nevertheless. Also, this little hat freebie I thought would be so, so cute on Keisha's little guys. Oh my gosh, any of the animals. This little snow cap freebie has so many great possibilities. All right. Anyway, back to the snowman. Again, this is from Gypsy Soul. And so it has a couple little, and these are available on the ArtFoamies website. Okay. And I didn't mean to confuse you tonight, but you know, we got to give some, shout outs and some kudos to other people on their websites too. Anyway, little mittens, little snow gloves, on your little snowman. So you got some options there. And of course you can see here, I did stamp it, using my Derwent colors and sort of just a little bit of watercolor wash. Lots of fun. And I don't know how many of you saw Joanne posted. She had this set. She made Christmas cards with her grandson and absolutely adorable. So highly recommend. Great winter set. Okay. Sorry, just trying to find a place to set them aside. The next one, again, from Gypsy Soul, available at ArtFoamies, and this is a Winter Wonderland background. I don't know the name of it. I'm not going to lie. I just called it that. But it is. Let me see if I can find it here. Also, I don't know if Acme Post is still here with us, but Gibberish has been updated, or anybody else who may have been looking for that. Let me go to artfoamies.com, and this is called Snowy Background. So it's just, as you can see, lots of snowflakes in a 5x7. So this would make a great background for your greeting cards for winter or any kind of winter journal. Again, goes really great with the snowman, of course. All right, so that's Snowy Background. We do also, you know, I have a set of snowflakes, and I think I forgot to pull them out. So let me find them real quick here, if I still have them. Oh my goodness. Well, it looks like I found something else I was looking for, though. Oh my gosh. I was looking all over for this set of paints. I mean, searched high and low. Just found it just now. Aha. They're evading me here. This is a set of individual snowflakes. You get 6 of them. Okay, so I think these would be so cute on shrink plastic, of course. But again, they go really well with your snowy background if you want to do some larger stamping on top. But also keep in mind, these would make great ornaments. Of course, you know, any kind of little home decor projects, Christmas projects, winter projects, you could stamp on your windows. Oh my gosh, the possibilities are endless. And of course, you got some positives and negatives here. Jana, nice to see you. And Kathy, hello. Mr. Moon, are you here? We are having some spam. Let me type and say spam happening. Sorry about that, folks. It does happen, I think on YouTube a little bit more. So apologize for that. Mr. Moon will be on it, I hope. Yes, flaked on getting the snowflakes. Yeah, well, they are nice. They're a really nice size. And I do have to say, Gina is a great designer. So when I say that, don't get me wrong. All of our designers are wonderful, okay? So when I say she's a great designer, it's not that I mean that she's, you know, her images are so much better or anything like that. They are fantastic, but there's very clean. They're always ready. I don't have to do a lot of work to them when they come in, and she knows good sizing, you know, because she's been doing similar stuff for a long time, as far as, you know, for certain, you know, genres, I guess you could say. So super nice. Again, with shrink plastic, I think they'd make really cute jewelry. I could see some little hangings, you know, hanging, you know, making little snowflakes and hanging them from strings, all sorts of fun holiday projects. And of course, they, again, sort of match and you know, I don't really, nothing, not that it has to be matchy, right? But they do go really nicely with the snowy backdrop, because a lot of them, well, it's the same designer, so they are designed accordingly, right? Thank you, Patty. And Mr. Moon, I think, oh, he, you didn't see it? It was something about hot girls. I'm surprised. I'm just kidding. Okay, so also, and this one's really, really fun, and I have it stamped kind of wonky here because I was showing different gradients of it, but it is a tree, let's see, snowy tree line or something like that. What's it called? It is called Snowy Hills Border, and it is so pretty. If you just like a simple border stamp, this is your go-to, okay? And what I love about it too, you can see how I did it in different shades and stuff like that. So you could definitely fill a whole background with it, or of course go long ways. You can see how well it lines up. If you can look here, the way, again, saying what a great designer is that she did make sure that it repeats so that it will connect if you stamp it end to end. But also, if you turn it upside down, it's sort of an optical illusion. You have the tall green trees with the snowy mountaintop in back. So either way you turn it, it is a Snowy Hills border. And so I really love that. Yeah, it's just so simple, but it stamps really nicely. You know, you could also write a message, and this part isn't solid. It is broken up with a little bit of, you know, twinkling lights or whatever, but you could definitely write a message in there. I would love to see Gail Nation. Oh my gosh, her handwriting up in there. Yes, you could definitely cut them up. So really pretty on a ribbon. Yes, yes, yes. You could make a washi tape. So like you wouldn't probably have it so thick, but there is thicker washi tape. So you could definitely use this. It would be great. All right. And this, again, just repeating myself in case anybody missed it, but these last few that I've shared with you are from Gypsy Soul, available on ArtFoamies.com. Okay. And remember, again, everything is 30% off right now. All the ArtFoamies are 30% off right now. And yeah, so plus free gifties. Remember, what more can you ask, right? You're getting a where did I put it now? I just was going to share with you the the little pins and the sticker, but of course I don't know where I put it, so who knows? Have no idea where that blew off to already. Okay, oh, here it is. Oh my goodness. If it was a snake, it would have bit me for sure. So again, just a reminder for anybody who just jumped on here, with the order over $25, you are going to receive your ArtFoamies bumper sticker and your little ArtFoamies piece pin This one is going through the 1st while supplies last, okay? Super exciting. We love some merch around here. All right, let me put this away. And last but not least, we have this beautiful paisley set. And I really, so this is definitely not seasonal, but it could be, because of course you could do this all in Christmas colors or winter colors. I think it would be beautiful in shades all of blue. You could do it in reds and greens, and it is just such a lovely, lovely set. I'm going to show you here. It has 4 pieces. Okay, and I know you can't probably see that too well because it's a little hard to see when it's dark like that. But I'm going to go ahead and let's get... Oh, you know, I'm just going to squeeze out a little bit of the Heidi Violet here. They already have a little bit, I think, I'm not sure what they have on them right now, to be honest. I think a little bit of Derwent or something like that. But I'm just going to use my reinker. And hope that my color isn't too scrungy. All right. Yes, Kathy says you could add snow to the trees and look, oh my gosh, that would be so, so cute. All right, didn't get a very good stamping. I guess I am a little, my stamp's a little dry. Let's set it up. And you know what? I think I am going to go ahead and add a little bit of white reinker around here. I want to lighten it up just a little bit. And keep in mind, of course, you can also mix your colors. Or not mix, but blend, just like you would with anything. Do some nice gradients or whatever. But for now, we're just going to... And you know what? Oh, gosh. I had a brand new, or a newer reinker. I don't know where it is. This is the Dregs. Hold on. Much better. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I was not having good luck. So yes, Jim, I did go ahead and put the new stamp pads, and the new stamps are on the ArtFoamies site. Yes. Earlier, I wasn't going to list them on there, but I knew many of you would probably want to shop on ArtFoamies, so I went ahead and listed them. And again, the names of the colors are Heidi Violet and Blue Black. Anyway, I just wanted to load these up to show you the pattern and design. Just love this collection. And again, they play pretty nicely together. You can really overlap them. They're not tessellating, okay? They're not tessellating, but you can, I think overlapping them is fine. I think it looks really beautiful. If you want to just continue to use the same one, you can do it that way. And that's why I wanted to sort of pull these out and just play with it a little bit to show you that you can sort of, you know, overlap them and sort of tessellate them in order to create this beautiful pattern. And, you know, stamp off, let it be darker and lighter. And of course, if you were doing different colors, different variations of color, that would be so, so pretty. Okay. So there's that one. That's the medium. So I called it a large, a medium, a small, and an extra small. Okay. So that was the medium. Let's do the large. And again, just going to load this up. And I'm going to kind of switch up colors. I'll add a little bit of my dye, my neon dye reinker to that and change that color up just a little bit. Not much, but This is the large. Joanne, welcome. Oh my gosh, I hope your ears weren't burning too much. I was just telling everybody how you did Christmas cards with your grandson using the new snowman set and how cute and adorable. Well, the snowmans were cute and adorable, but your grandson was more cute and more adorable, of course. But I hope he had fun, and I hope you did too. Okay, so that's the large. And again, you can see that, you know, your pieces will just be so beautiful together, right? And, you know, of course you can mix and match if you wanted to fill in. Let's just go ahead and load this up too. You know, I want to add maybe a little bit of a different color. I want a small differential at least between the colors. So let me add a little bit of blue to that. And this is the small. And again, you can see how, look how nicely that fits together. That one seriously almost really could tessellate. But I mean, you know, they're not necessarily made for that, but they sort of can work. Right, I just love it. I think, and again, if you were doing these in different colors, just definitely overlap just to get some of the little patterning in back behind there, right? You can see how beautifully that will work. Right? And then finally, last but not least, oops, this little tiny guy. And this one is the smallest of the four, but still packs a pretty cute punch. Let's put a little more pink there. A little more white also. So cute, right? Let's go ahead and finish off the page. Yeah, thank you. Oh, right. So you can see how nice it looks once it's all filled in. And honestly, of course, this is, as you know and can see, is all done in ink, but I think it would also be really beautiful in watercolor. So, you know, get this in your hands and experiment away, because there's nothing I like better than just sharing these things with you and then getting them in your hands so that you can create and you can play and explore with the materials and tools that you enjoy. All right, so again, that is Gina Gypsy Soul Paisley set, okay? And that, my friends, will do it for the new Gypsy Soul stamps, all right? Like I said, so many things to share with you tonight, but I hope that you were prepared for that since it is Black Friday, right? Right. Mary Lynn, it's okay. No, not late at all. So Jim says, I'm looking on ArtFoamies and I don't see the new ink pads under new or duo. Maxie just listed them there. So hold on, let me find it and I will share that with you. Let's see here. Let me find them. I know they're here somewhere. Let's see. Well, hold on. I think she might have sent me the link in Discord, so I can share that probably with you in Discord. No, I don't see it now. I know she sent me the link, but now I can't find it. Darn it. I'm sorry. I can't find it right now, but we will get that to you. I know she just posted them before I came on here, so.
I'll go check.
Oh my goodness, you're still in Missouri. I wish you could come by. I know it's a little out of the way though. But yes, you have a safe trip home. I hope you've had a wonderful visit. And I can't believe it's over already. My goodness. Dana says, so happy for you guys. I'm sure all the kids, big and small, just soaked you up. Yes, I bet you had such a great visit. Yes, the ink pads are at the Moon and the Maker, but they are also, we went ahead and listed them at ArtFoamies. I just don't know where yet. So, yes, I bet. Oh my gosh, it's always hard to say goodbye. Carmen, good evening. Yay. Oh, good, Jim. Jim found them. I'm sorry. I know they should have been under new or something, but I don't know. I can hardly ever keep track. Yeah, okay, good. Thank you so much. I knew I said Maxie sent me the link, but now I can't find it. All right, let me clean up this mess a little bit. And I do have a few other things I'd love to show you and share with you. And it's not all, again, it's not all about new stuff. And I want you to understand that I'm not here just trying to sell you stuff. That's not why I'm showing you all the new stuff. It's just that I don't always get to show you everything because we have limited time, or maybe, somebody else has come out with something new. So I don't try to like bombard you all at once. But since it is Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, I figure it's okay to do that. All right. So many of you do know that over the past, I don't even know, maybe few weeks, I have been developing and designing some new ArtFoamies that I have like to call imprint pads. Okay, the first couple I came out with were the X's and O's. I came out with one called Scribbles. This one is called Secret Garden. This one is called A Few Words. Okay, and I just had an idea for creating a large, well, they're not super huge, but they're 6 by 8. Okay, sort of like a pad, sort of like a plate that you could stamp in its entirety. Okay, as one whole piece, or you could use portions of, and that you would use them a little bit more like a printing plate, okay, or like a gel plate. Again, not to take the place of a gel plate, because these work beautifully with gel plates, but they do, you will, or I have a tendency to treat it a little bit more like a printing plate, and or it also has the capabilities or sort of the look of a stencil. So you're sort of getting the best of all the different worlds, okay? And so I, of course, have gone crazy. Like, since I designed these, I really fell in love with them. I love the way they work, okay? I have been having such a good time creating with them. And for me, it's all about the fun. I can sit here in my studio quietly for hours with just one or two of these and pull prints off of them to make all sorts of mixed media artwork. It could be for my journal. It could be for greeting cards. It could be, again, on a mat. Mat meaning like a frame, something like this, okay? Anyway, I literally have just been having such a good time. You can make abstract sort of paintings and pull all sorts of prints. No two will come out alike. Again, you can use them with your gel press plates. You can use them with your mini gel press plates. I've just been having literally a blast. You can use them together. You can use them separately. Okay, so I'm going to just do a little bit of demonstrating with them and show you some of the newest designs, because what happened was I went ahead and I had designed a whole bunch of these, but I really didn't know if they would work as I hoped. Once I got them, I was like, oh my gosh, they're even working better. I love them. And so I added a couple more designs. And then, of course, I got greedy and I had to have a couple more. And so I now have, let's see, we have, so I'm going to just show them all to you, and then I'm going to stamp them for you and share with you some of the samples I've created, okay? So first, we do have the X's and O's, and they're called imprint pads, X's and O's, scribbles, secret garden, a few words, and this is the only one that has an uneven edge, okay? All the other ones, and I'm going to show you specifically how I like to use this, but it's called a few words. Then I did one called Doodle Verse, and it is sort of like it's a little bit of a take on my Stampscapes from my Rubber Moon collection. So if you have Stampscapes, this will go great with the Stampscapes collection, okay? Then I also have one called Good Day Sunshine. Where'd I put it? And it is sort of harkening back to my 70s, my love of the 70s. And you can see that there. Again, most of these they're not that they go together, but they do and can go, correspond very nicely together. But you can do them in similar, the same ways. And I'm going to share that with you. So again, this is called Good Day Sunshine. And then I did come out with one called Dots of Dashes. And I am in love with this. Okay. It is really, really cool. Either stamped just as it is or separately. I think you're going to love it. And so I will, this one is fairly new. I did it and then I sort of showed it, but I really didn't talk about it, but it is now on the website. And last but not least, one that I really just came up with and tested out today. This is fresh off the press. At first I didn't think I was going to like it, but then of course I used it a few times and started playing with it, and oh my gosh, really thrilled with it, and I hope you'll love it too. All right, so, and this one is called, well, what is this one called? This one is called Growing Ideas. All right, so D, yay! D says, I don't feel bombarded. I feel magnificently inspired. So, oh, and Donna, hello. Cindy, don't worry about being late. I'm here for the evening. I'm here for all of you. We'd normally just be getting started right now, but tonight is a special edition because I'm going to hang out and just have fun and play. Look, I don't want to hold you hostage. Of course, if you have to go, I understand. You won't hurt my feelings. Come in and out as you like. Watch if you want to. Come back and watch later. This will still be on YouTube. But as far as I know, we're going till about 8 o'clock or until I poop out. Okay? And I do have a few other things to tell you. I want to mention too, for those of you who love ArtFoamies and follow us pretty closely, be watching in December. We are going to be retiring some images, okay? We have images that are going to be retired, so you're going to want to watch for that in December. We also have a new thing coming I'm super excited about. Something happened by accident the other day, and Mr. Moon accidentally cut a stamp way too tiny. Way too tiny. It was a stamp that was supposed to be about this big, and it ended up being about this big. And guess what? I said, honey. He said, honey, I shrunk the stamp. So guess what is going to be coming in January? A special selection of shrunken ArtFoamies called Honey, I Shrunk the Stamp. So any of your favorites that are very large, if you'd like to see them smaller, let us know. Now, it won't be the whole catalog, obviously, but so Honey, I Shrunk the Stamp is going to be something new to look forward to in January. We have so many different fun things coming your way. I just can barely contain myself. All right, so let's start by stamping some of these. I'm going to go ahead and just pull out. Actually, first, let me pull out a couple of the samples, okay? I got some samples here using some of the different imprint pads, okay? So many fun ones. I'm just going to start pulling them out and sharing them with you. So if you can see, this one has quite a few different, this one has the X's and O's. It has the secret garden, and it has the few words right going across. This one is just the secret garden and the scribbles and a few words. Yes, a new year for fun changes. Definitely we'll be having some of those. Here I have just a little smattering of dots and dashes in the background. Again, I wanted to share this with you. This is dots and dashes on a mat. So if you wanted to mat some of your artwork, wouldn't that be fun? Hey, honey, something's on our porch. I think FedEx came.
Oh, cool.
Here I have, again, now these are overlaid, as you can tell. It is not just stamped in its entirety. They are pressed on each other and overlapped and repressed on each other and overlapped. So again, this is just only this one scribble stamp. And here you can see it just stamped in its entirety. So that gives you a good idea. If I loaded this up with rainbow colors and just stamped it directly, it would be this, okay? And here is the same exact thing, just over stamped and over stamped. So you can see that you're just getting these beautiful gradients and these beautiful transitions and sort of almost making it sort of like patchworky. Beautiful for just making a quick background as your first layer, okay? And again, you know, just no rhyme or reason. Here is Doodleverse. It is stamped in its entirety on watercolor canvas, and it is watercolored. Again, here's Doodleverse, just overlapped and overstamped. And some of these, you know, definitely better than others. Here I have my dots and dashes, and I used it as a background for this beautiful butterfly. Can they be cut to be smaller? So I'm not sure, Nita, what you're asking. If you're asking if these can be cut to be smaller. So no, actually, I'm not going to plan on making these any smaller. Because for one, your images would shrink. I created these so that you can do all sorts of different variations. If you just want one portion, you can just use that as a border. If you wanted to make a half sheet, you know, so you can divide these up yourself and only ink up a portion and use a portion, you know, just use maybe one quadrant. And here I did use it for a little bit of artwork. I used another stamp on here, used sort of, this is my dots of dashes and my little scribble. And then I went ahead and just did a little drawing right over the top. So you can see that any of these could be an underlayer for another piece of artwork. Yes, the background and that background and butterfly work really well together. This is a stencil that actually I don't belong to Dana. I'm not sure. I think it's Crafter's Workshop. I'm not really sure, but the background, of course, you know, depending on what color that you make it, would be almost beautiful with anything. And earlier today we were using that stamp. And here it is again. I'll show it to you. And somebody said, oh, it looks like cities. Looks like a city or buildings in the background. And so we did turn it into a little city. How easily, right? So super fun. And very relaxing, because all I did really was just stamp this dots of dashes. Okay. And then I could sort of see, you can see these overlays where you'd have little natural lines and things, and then you're just going to block them out. You could do different color variations, and you know how I feel about doing cityscapes. Just really just a great exercise, and again, great journal page. honestly and truly, if I wanted to turn this into serious artwork, I could definitely do that. And you could pop a little, you know, mat right over the top. Maybe you want to have a piece of art that looks like that. How cute would that be, right? You could do all 4 quadrants, and you could have a beautiful sort of triptych or something like that, or a little series. Again, if you created a piece like this and you were unhappy, say you were unhappy with a portion of it, but you love this, well then look, you have yourself a really nice little piece of artwork right up in that quadrant. All right. Yes. Oh, Nita. Yes, of course. You definitely can cut these, and you can look, this is Good Day Sunshine, right? But I did it on a square instead. And then look here, I also did it right on here. So this is the same stamp. It is not shrunken down. It's just done on a different format. Okay. So there it is. And you can actually see right where I stamped that. I never even cleaned it. So, and that's, so for those of you who are not my patrons, we made this as a little makey the other day in my Patreon group. Super fun, super effective. If you need a little organizer for your desk, I have my little Post-its on one side. I got my little cork board here for my, where did I put my little pins? Now I lost them. Little cork board on there and a little spinner. Super cute with our collage sheets and our ArtFoamies. Oh my goodness. And here it is. Here is the Secret Garden stamp right here. Super. And then over here too. All right. So again, Good Day Sunshine. There it is right there. I think I did do this on a gel press plate. Okay. And what else do I have for you? Here we got, again, more of the scribble pad, more of the Secret Garden. Okay, so a couple things I do want to share with you that I think is pretty exciting. Now, I did share this in my Patreon group. Hold on, I got to grab a stencil real fast. I'm going to pull out my words. All right, and I got a couple stencils here. This is one of my stencils from I think, well, I'm going to try this one. Now, I don't like this one as much because it doesn't have as much open area, but I'm going to try it anyway just to show you what I did because a few people have been asking about this. So I am going to let me move these out of the way. Got kind of a mess going here, and I'm going to clean my stamp off. It's got a little grunge on there. So yes, and I just want to say something back to Nita. I wouldn't probably not cut the actual stamp. You know, I would definitely stamp whatever and then cut the paper or cut the substrate, or obviously if you were using, you know, oh gosh, I don't know, if you were using things like little substrates like panels or canvases like that on some of these larger pieces, of course, then you don't need to cut them down because it's going to format itself to the size that you're wanting anyway, right? So, I mean, that sort of makes sense, right? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to load this stamp up using, oh, let's go ahead and I'm going to just wet it a little bit with my spray bottle, okay? So I'm just going to mist it a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and I'm just trying to remember how I want to do this. Okay, so I don't have my sample. Let me see if I can find my samples. I know a couple people were asking about this because I had shared a couple pieces using this technique, but of course I won't be able to find it. Well, I'm just going to take my hold on, I'm sorry. I'm a little discombobulated right now. I'm looking for my graphite sticks, and I have way too many piles around me right now. So just give me a second. I got to find my graphite stick. Does anybody else have piles around them when they're working? I need to know. All right, so I got my Lyra graphite stick. And keep in mind, we do offer these as well at ArtFoamies. I know a lot of you have asked me, and I'm not always the best about promoting our stuff and saying where it is, but these Lyra graphite sticks are great. I'm going to go ahead and load this up. I'm going to take my scrap buddy and I'm going to just sort of, I don't know, take off some of the excess. I just don't want it super, super wet. If you see water sort of filling in some of your open, words or open areas, I don't want that, because what happens is that it creates little bubbles, or it kind of gets like blobs on your paper. So I just want to knock some of that back with my scrap buddy, okay? And I just sort of smooth out my graphite. Now I'm going to go ahead and lay my stencil on here, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and take some printmaking paper. And this, I always just take my time, rub it all the way through. You can sort of sometimes see it coming through. And you want to just be careful not to move too fast. Go kind of slow, making sure as much of that is coming through as possible. Okay, you'll sort of see it. And one of the things, and one of the reasons I don't like using this stencil as well, is because there's a lot of closed areas. So the ones with a little bit more open space are generally will give you a little bit better results, but ta-da! So you can see that you can use these, sort of ink them up this way. Go ahead and pull that off, and I'm going to just get a piece of newsprint, clean that up a little bit. So you can, I will tell you, somebody asked me just today if I could stamp these words in its entirety, okay? You can, but you're not going to get the best results. I did never make this stamp to actually be super legible, okay? This particular stamp is created for you to make more, almost more like texture, okay? Some of the words are legible. You can see free, okay? You can see B, you can see a few things here and there, but for the most part, it's not really legible. The other thing you can do, of course, is to paint your paper first, or to color your paper first. Let's see if I have one already sort of done up that would work. No, I'm just going to go ahead and do it on here. And again, this is just printmaking paper, so probably not the best for, you know, obviously watercolor or something like that, but I'm going to go ahead and, oh, you know, I think I'm just going to, oh, something that'll be fast drying. Let's go ahead and, now this isn't probably what I would normally do, but I just want something that's going to be fast drying, so I'm going to just get my ink pad and put a little color down here. Again, this isn't probably what I would choose, but I just want a little coloration on the paper, a little bright color, so it's fine. If I was here just playing around by myself, I would probably do a little watercolor on watercolor paper and let that dry, or possibly some alcohol ink or something like that. But let's go ahead and do that one more time. Oh goodness. Do I want to, I don't know if I want to use black again. It would be fun to use a darker variation of that color. But since I already have black graphite on there, I guess I'll just do it again. Just because that way I don't have to clean it all up. We'll try it this way. I just looked up at the comments. Patty goes, my piles grow more piles. Thank you. I'm not the only one. Oh, did somebody see Maxie? Maxie Moon is here. Hello. How are your cinnamon rolls? So there you go. It turned out pretty well. So just to show you that if you have a color underneath, and how nicely that can come through, just be, patient. Make sure you have nice coverage on your few words imprint pad, and yeah, just have fun with that. All right, I'm gonna clean this up by taking a piece of newsprint and just rubbing that over the top. You can also use a little squirt of rubbing alcohol or something like that. So I think super fun. You know what I do? I want to try this again. Let's try one of these again just for fun on, oh goodness, any of these would be cute too. This would be a cute one with that. But let's go ahead and try our little X's and O's. All right, and I'm going to, again, just load up my pad using little spritz of water. And of course for this, all sorts of things I do love. Okay, one thing I love to do is to take my Moon Glow dye re-inkers. Okay, and these are the extra brights. Okay, and I'm sorry, I know a lot of mine don't even have labels on them anymore, but these are the Moon Glow dye reinkers in the neon colors. So there's just a few colors. I have my Pink Crush. Okay. I have my Blue Moon. And I know you can't really see. I'm just squeezing some out over here, okay? That's what I'm doing right now. Just squeezing a few drops. I'm going to hold it there so you can see. So I have my Pink Crush. I got my Blue Moon. I'm going to pull out. Stephanie goes, so many piles. Well, thank you. Now I don't feel so bad. And I know that you come here for the realism, okay? You're not coming here to see me in my pretend studio with everything all perfect and ready and clean. You're coming here to see me get my fingers inky and do what we do, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm taking some of my white reinker and I'm squeezing a little bit next to each pile of, or pile. I know it's not a pile of color, but I'll call it a pile of color. Drops of color. And I am going to use my scrap buddies and I'm just going to load that up. Okay, and it's just beautiful brights. This is one thing I really love, 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 my Moon Glow inks and mixing them with the white. And sometimes I mix it with white gesso as well. That's fun too. Let's get some extra Moonlight white out here. All right. So anyway, just randomly going to load up some of this here and there, sort of willy-nilly. Okay. And whatever. I'm just going to grab some of the other colors and smush it on here. Of course, when I mix the yellow and the pink, I get a really beautiful orange. When I mix the blue and the yellow, I get a beautiful green. When I mix the pink and the blue, I get a beautiful violet. So have fun with these colors, okay? Really and truly, you can just get a whole rainbow just from those three colors. And I actually offer another sort of orange color. It's called Coral Fire, which I love, but you really don't need it that much to get these beautiful mixtures, okay? I'm going to take out a little straight blue again and just go into that and load it up with some blue. And I also want to make some green. And so I'm now gonna smush. Okay, if you feel like it's getting a little bit dry or you're not working fast enough, the thing that will work with this is a little spritz of your alcohol. Okay, so a little bit of rubbing alcohol in there. Now this got a little too puddly, so I'm gonna wipe some of that off. And keeping in mind, some of my areas are a little bald. That's okay. I don't know. Anyway, I could stamp this in its entirety. I'm not going to. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take my Goddess stencil again. I'm gonna give it a little spritz with some alcohol, and I'm gonna now take and one thing I will tell you, if I'm concerned that this might be dirty or whatever, I should have made sure that was clean, or I also could mask that off. I'm not going to worry about it right now, but I'm just going to let you know that. All right. So yeah, really, really cool. You can definitely see it soak through, especially when you give that spritz of alcohol. Okay. And now you can see, oh, just super cool. Great, quick sort of way to fill in your stencil with color, with pattern, and very little effort, right? Super fun. And then, of course, this didn't come out the best, so, I could cut it out and mount it or whatever, right? Might be fun to also just go around. Let's give it another little spritz. And I'm just going to go around here and do these little doodads. Why not? Ooh, right on her. I couldn't have done that any better if I tried. Anyway, get the idea. Super fun, quick, easy, effective. Let's pull this off. And of course, you know, take this, put it in a bucket, however you clean your stencils. Honestly, though, let's go ahead and a little piece of newsprint here. And see if this can do any. Sometimes you can actually get kind of a print off that, which is sort of fun. We'll kill two birds with one stone here. Kind of shocking, really, how much excess is still on there. And you could actually get, if I would have used a nicer paper, this would be just fine. I could definitely still use this for something as well. I was only doing that to try to clear this off. And so you do. Sometimes you can actually get a very interesting print off that as well. So, you know, just keep all your fodder, experiment with it. You know, if it turns out you have something great, if not, nothing, you know, nothing really lost. But again, these will hold so much. I could still probably put, here, let me throw this stencil down here. Let me clean my fingers. And let me go ahead and spritz this up one more time. And you can see I'm probably still going to get another actually pretty nice pull out of that. And, you know, if I needed to, I could load up some of the colors in some of the other areas if I wanted to. I'm not going to worry that much about it. I can go ahead and pull the whole thing off. So you can really see how much you're getting, right, from just loading that up one time. And let's go ahead and spritz it again. A little alcohol. Pull some of that up some more, I bet. Yep. All right, so you can get some really beautiful overlaps and, you know, maybe not only be cleaning your stamp, but getting some more journal fodder or background pages as you like, right? I want to mention, you know, a lot of you were here for Kevin Nakagawa's release of his Stampscapes collection. And I do want to say, I think some of these would be really, really fun to do some Stampscapes right over the top. In fact, I think I'm going to try that. We have still quite a little ways to go this evening. So I think I'm going to actually use these as some backgrounds for some Stampscapes. All right. So a couple more I just want to share with you and show you. I'm not going to stamp each and every. If there's one that you would love to see, let me know. I am going to pull out the dots of dashes. Okay, I do want to do that really quickly. And I'm going to do that one more in the sort of earthy tones. As you can see, maybe you can see I have it already sort of colored a little bit. I'm going to spritz it again with my spray bottle of water, and then I am going to just color it up just a little bit using my graphite stick. And then I also, so many of you saw these the other night or the other day, I shared these with you. It's a new art supply I just got for myself. I bought them at Blick. I think you can buy them at blick.com. It's Derwent extra large graphite bars, okay? They are water soluble. They only come in these 6 colors. I have olive green, dark Prussian, raw umber, burnt umber, soft and very soft. So that's going to be a little bit lighter and a little bit darker of a gray. So they're very earthy, but they work great because, you know, they're not going to break like my Derwents and such. So I'm going to spritz that up again, and I'm going to use some of my more earthy colors. This is my Prussian blue. Okay, and I'm going to keep spritzing it because in order to grab that graphite, it needs to be wet. Not soaking wet, but at least damp. Okay, I have my olivey green. Okay, and now I'm going to use a little raw umber, which is sort of a kind of a sepia-ish tone. Okay, and now I have my very soft graphite. All right, so I think that it's loaded up enough. Again, if you have any areas that you think are a little bit too thick with either the graphite or with water, you can kind of tamp that off a little bit. And now I'm just going to take I'm using printmaking paper a lot, but of course you could use your mixed media paper. You can mix, I'm sorry, I just was reading the comments and I lost track of you can use your watercolor paper. If I was going to use watercolor paper, I probably wouldn't use anything too textured or too thick. So maybe like a 90-pound hot press would be great. But again, this is just the printmaking paper. Again, I'm going to spritz this. Yes, I believe, and don't hold me to this, but I believe the graphites are permanent as they dry. More, you know, just like the other, like the Lyra, Lyra and all that. All right, so of course, as you know, once again, I can stamp this in its entirety, or I can just go in and start giving little rubbings, okay? I like to just rub right on there, a little spot. I'll pull that off and kind of check it out, turn it back around, and just start pressing in different spots. I can go, you know, across, going this way. If you need to reload with any color or, you know, give it another little spritz of water, you can do that. Okay, so I'm going to just give another little spritz of water, maybe tamp it off a little bit again. I don't want it too juicy. I'm just going to look at it and I'm going to start seeing where I need to fill in and like how I want to fill in. So I'm going to go here. I got a bald spot and I don't care if it overlaps some. Okay, and maybe I'm going to turn it and I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to go all the way down. And you can just see you'll get these beautiful sort of random, organic, overlapping patterns. You know, and again, if you did it all in a solid color, you're still going to get different gradients. It's really just a lot of fun. It's very relaxing. A lot of times I'll look at my spot and I'll see where there's a little bald spot, and then I'll hold my thumb there, and then I'll just go to a pattern that I think would fit in, give it a little rub. Now that got a little bit dark, so maybe I want to sort of balance that out. I'm going to go here to this olivey green. Oops. Butterfingers. And you can see how it's starting to come together. And I can keep just doing that, okay, all throughout my piece. Again, if I want more, you know, to add more color or a little more water, I can do that. And I just love the the randomness and the overlapping. I think that you just get some really beautiful passages, and you know, it's relaxing to do it. Again, of course, it also makes a difference what colors that you use. If you have more earthy tones or the bright neons or rainbow colors or jewel tones, of course, metallics would be super fun. So the possibilities are endless. And like I said, you literally can just sit in your studio, have your favorite music on, grab your favorite colors, and just one or two of these little pads, and you will have fun for hours, okay? And again, if there's an area that you really don't like, maybe you got a little squishy or a little too dark, of course, you can go back over. I could now put like a lighter color. I could put white gesso, and I could overstamp. Or, of course, you can also take one of your other like pattern stamps here. Or where did I put it? I had my Donna Downey. Where did I put it? Oh, goodness. Oh, here it is. This, no, it's not Donna Downey. I'm sorry. It's Julie Balzer's Dino Skin, small. And if you can see it, it has little polka dots on one side and sort of these little hatch marks or these little, sort of stripes almost on this other part. And this goes beautifully with this. You could overstamp in different colors or introduce, again, your words, your few words. So again, just really, just like any of your mixed media work, just because you already have the pattern here in front of you does not mean that it's cut and dried, right? So what type of metallics would I recommend for these imprint plates? Okay, a couple different things. I would use definitely my my golden acrylics. Okay, if you use acrylics on them, of course, I'm going to say to wash them off right when you're done. You don't want acrylics to dry crusty, but your golden fluid acrylics would be fantastic. The other thing that would be sort of fun, I don't have very many of them here, but I do have a silver. These gel crayons, many of the many of the gelatos come in metallics. This is a silver. And I don't know what else. Your pan pastels can work. So if you have, but they're a little tricky. I will say pan pastels are a little trickier, but you could get some nice, glimmery, shimmer with those. But if I was really going to use any actual metallic stuff, I guess I would have to say my acrylics would be my top choice. Okay. So anyway, again, here is the Dots of Dashes, which is one of my top favorites, although I do have to share this one with you before we move ahead, because I just had Mr. Moon cut this for me this morning, and I was going to nix it. Okay. I started to say, nah, I don't think I like the way it works. It's cute, but I don't like it. And then I stamped it a few more times, and now I'm sort of in love with it, and I actually went ahead and listed it on the site. So it is at artfoamies.com, and it is called Growing Ideas, and this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Okay, so it has sort of these different quadrants almost. Okay, well, not exactly quadrants, but you have your little sort of vines. You have 4 little sort of cutaway, floral, I don't know, flowery things, if you will. Some scribble flowers here, another little vine, some leaves, some lines, and some polka dots. Okay, very sort of scribbly scratchy. But I started to do it the same way that I just showed you how to do this sort of all over squishing of your imprint pad. Okay, and this is what it started out like, and I was like, oh, I don't like it, it looks terrible. But I didn't keep going, and so I went ahead and stamped it a second time, and I came out with this, and I absolutely loved it. Okay, so this is it just stamped in its entirety. So I'm going to show you that first. I already have some colors squished on here. I'm going to wet it again using my spritzer bottle. Okay, and again, got it pretty wet there, so I'm going to knock that back just a little bit. And I have a variety of my Derwent ink tint sticks. Okay, so I got that, and I got a couple just water soluble crayons. So let's do, oh, I got a green and I got a baby blue. I have this dark teal color is I think it's just a Lyra water soluble crayon, but I really like that color. And I got a light limey green. And oh, let's see, let's do another sort of orangey color here. And then I am also going to take my Faber-Castell. Yes, mixing town square would be so cute, Monica. I love that idea. And honestly, I would pull that out, except for I don't know where my town square is right now. But it would be fantastic with town square, city blocks. I can't remember. It would be great with the dots of dashes for sure. All right, I have my Faber-Castell gel, my neon gel stick. I'm gonna just put a little neon pink here and just randomly sort of squish some of that around. I'm going to take my yellow Derwent and again sort of randomly color that on there, just being really willy-nilly with the colors. Okay, I have my limey green there, darker, more grass green here. I got my light baby blue on these lines and polka dots, and I'm just gonna color around these a little bit with my orangey color and my teal, my dark teal here, maybe a little bit more of this orangey coming around. Okay, and again, very willy-nilly. It's sort of scratchy, if you can see. I am going to take my scrap buddy, and let's take a clean scrap buddy, and I am going to again just sort of smush my colors just so that they can blend a little bit, but I just also don't want them to be so scratchy on there. I want to blend them out just a bit. Okay, you can see that coming together. All right, and I think that'll be okay. I'm going to go ahead and give, let me put a little more the dark teal there. A little bit more my neon, because I just have to have that pink in my life. Okay, and I'm going to spritz it one more time very lightly. Oops, I'm making a mess here. Let me clean this up before I have ink just literally everywhere. It's such a beautiful color palette over there. Unintentional, but beautiful. All right, so now again, I have all those colors sort of squished on there. And I'm going to take this one, and I'm just going to, and my paper's a little bit smaller, okay? It's a 5x7 paper. I'm just going to hold it right on there. Lay it down. Going to get another piece of newsprint and just press the whole thing. All right, ooh, voila. It's really, really nice. Very minimal effort. I'm going to take the same little sticks that I was using, the same colors I was using, and I'm going to go in and just give it a little, you know, a little coloring up. Of course, you can color in some of these. I'm going to just circle a couple of those. Let's go over here. Use my other little crayon. Fill in some of these dots. You can do some little outlining if you want to. We're filling in. Okay, for this one, let's go ahead and I'm going to use this, and I'll just outline it. And this is the way I just had fun. I'm just recreating one of these that I did today for all of you because I just had so much fun. But of course, you do it your way with your colors. and you'll have a blast. Okay, we'll do, oh gosh, let's do some yellow on here. So any of these crayons or Derwent sticks, of course, mix and match, have fun. Just color on the outside of this just to pop it up, or, you know, take even just a little bit darker of a color, and you can pop these out just a little bit more. To be real messy, because keep in mind, these are just really scribble scratched, you know. Let's get another one of these little gelato sticks here. Just to sort of embellish it a little bit, right? So you already have your base layer. You're just going to embellish it. And then, of course, I thought this was great. You could have an instant card with a happy birthday or thinking of you, I love you, whatever you could do. I could have done this in winter colors, Christmas colors, and turned it into more of a Christmas card. Of course, many of you who are my patrons will receive the collage sheets each month. So this was one of our most recent collage sheets. So you could print something like this out, or if you have rubber stamps, of course, you know, stamp right on here. Let's see. I have these too. So let's do this one because I think this would be so cute on here as well. This is one of my rubber moon stamps, and it's a Mindy lace field. And I just thought this would go so cute right on here. So super cute for a little journal page or a little enclosure, something like that. And ready to go really quick. And again, super fun because I got to smush, I got to color, I got to play with my favorite colors, I got to get my fingers inky, and I have something that, again, ready to go. You know, at first I didn't really like it as much and I have a few different ones. So here you can see I went ahead and pulled out little words off here and glued them right on. So again, great for a journal page or a message, rubber stamps. And then this one, I did end up doing it sort of the way that I did the dots of dashes, sort of just smushing all over. And I ended up liking it pretty well. So, you know, just maybe took a little more play than normal. All right. So again, I hope that you love and enjoy the new I can't even remember what I call them, but imprint pads. Did you get a frame image from the poll? Yes, I sort of did. Although, you know, I could have done it better if I would have lined it up. And I think I did a couple of those today because I've been playing with this all day. So a couple of them a little bit better, you know, but if you're being conscientious about it, if you're aware of it, you know, then you can definitely do that. Ooh, Stephanie, have fun. All right. So that, my friends, is all the new imprint pads. And as I said, have been having a great time with them, and I hope that you love them too. I really, really just absolutely can't wait until you all start receiving these. I want to see what you all make and create, and if you love them and have as much fun as I've been having. All right. So I'm going to stop just for a second. I'm going to straighten up. I'm going to go wash my hands. I'm going to warm up my coffee. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to have a little bit of fun with some Stampscapes. What am I thinking? I have Stampscapes on the brain for some reason. But yes, I want to play a little bit and share with you a couple of the samples and the sample art that I've created, and just talk a little bit about the Stampscapes because I have been just absolutely enthralled and in love with the stuff that Kevin has been sharing and posting. I hope that you all have had a chance to go over and see Kevin's YouTube channel and just see some of the things that he has been creating with the new ArtFoamies Stampscape stamps. Again, I'm just going to stop for a moment, clean up a little bit, go wash my hands, warm up my coffee, and I'll be right back. I wish I had some music to play for you, but I don't. You'll have to make your own music in your head. Oh, call your phone? Yeah. Somebody call Mr. Moon. He can't find his phone. I'm just kidding. All right. I'll be right back. I'm going to warm up my coffee. I'll call you. You didn't leave it next door? I think you did because I didn't see you have it. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm back. And again, I just want to say, I know this is an extra long ArtFoamy Fun Friday. Yes. And so I do not, you know, of course, expect for you to hang out with me the whole evening. I love it if you do. But, you know, I understand very well that we lead busy lives. We have a lot going on. It's a busy time. So please do not feel like I'm going to in any way be offended or worried if you can't stay and play. You can always come back and watch this later if it's, you know, interesting to you. And if not, you know, I'll see you next Friday or on a daily or whenever. But please definitely hang out if you wish. And if you have to go, I get that too. All right. So let me take a break, a breather just for a second. TC's phone is off. Yeah, maybe so. Everyone hum amongst yourself. Yes, please. You can sing me a song too if you want. Oh, my coffee is so delicious right now. I just have to say. All right. Oh, you're okay. Acme Post. Who is it? Who's Acme Post? I need to know. And Whisker Dance. Whisker Dance, I think, is Ashley, or is it? Yes, it's Ashley, I think. No? Am I wrong? Can you still not find it? Oh, here. Okay, Mr. Min still can't find his phone. All right, let me pull out some paper. Let's see here. Oh, no, you know what I was going to do? Two things. I want to pull this out. Even though this is just on printmaking paper, I do want to try something. And you all just need to bear with me because, again, I only came on here. Yes, I, of course, wanted to show you all the new stuff. But mostly, to be honest, I just wanted to play. I wanted to come on here and take time to do some things that I wanted to do and experiment. So I am going, and this is one thing I've been wanting to do. So I want to pull out one of these crazy prints, okay? And I'm going to pull out Kevin's couple of these large. Did you find it?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Thank you. And then this is Lakeside Cove, I believe. I can't think of all the names all the time, so forgive me. I am also going to pull out the large boulders with, do you say lichen? Boulders with lichen. Or I can never say that word right. I don't know. And then let's see. I'm going to pull out also the 3 pines. And definitely one of my little circles. Okay. And what else? Don't need anything else. I don't know right now. I think that's good for now. I may end up using a tree trunk or one of these I know you can't see that very well, but for now, these are pretty much my staples, my favorite ones. So I'm going to start with those. And we are going to do it on this fun and funky background, okay? So, because, you know, a lot of times I love the Stampscapes, okay? I think Kevin is brilliant. I think the way that he designed his rubber stamps, and of course now the ArtFoamies are based on his original rubber stamp designs. It's just brilliant the way that he made them to work together, okay? But I don't always want something so traditional. I'd like to see something, you know, just super colorful. And I do want to pull these out. I know many of you saw them already, but I do want to share them again. Because, you know, I think they're pretty worthy of sharing, because one of the things I love about this, lichens, is it lichens with the K? Okay, good. Okay, Acme then, and Valerie. Okay, great. Thanks. Good to know. Michelle, I'm so happy. Michelle Kester is here with us, and she is the owner of Rotique Boutique. I hope you all follow her. Check out her site, her social media, and also her website. And she, I'm sorry that you missed me sharing all of your stamps, but I did. I hope you get lots of love, and I will pull them back out and share them again really quickly before we leave later in the evening, just so that you can see them all stamped out too. All right. So anyway, stamps. So I'm so happy that you're here. We'll be on for a little while longer. We still have a couple more hours. So thank you all so much for spending your Black Friday with me, and just hanging out, getting makey. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to do this, but I do want to share with you the pieces that I made. This was from the original demo. This is watercolor, radiant watercolor, actually, on watercolor canvas. Okay, and I did this for the demo. So if you look back in YouTube at the Stampscapes release, you can see this being created. Okay. This one is just a little sort of quickie on canvas using acrylic. And of course, I painted in the face. I thought it needed a little sweet moon face. But it's done a little bit differently. Again, just acrylic on a flat panel canvas. All right. This one here, which I really love and had a great time creating this piece. And this is watercolor on Yupo. So you can see watercolor. Actually, it's watercolor and graphite. I don't want to mislead you. The dark is graphite, but it is water soluble graphite, and the rest is just watercolor on Yupo, and that is how come you're getting some of these really beautiful passages. And it's translucent Yupo. And then finally, this is the one I do have something similar to share as we go, you know, move forward with our makeys tonight. But this is pastels. Okay, so this and a little bit of graphite. I did stamp again using water-soluble graphite for some of the darker outlines, but the rest is done in pan pastels and traditional soft pastels, and then a tiny, tiny bit of colored pencil. Okay, super fun technique. And I did use, I do want to share this with you because this is on a wooden panel, and it is with a little bit of, oh goodness, where'd I put it? I must have moved it because I was going to share it with you and show it to you. Oh yeah, here it is. With this, it has pastel grounds on the substrate. Okay, so what I did was I took my palette knife and I took my pastel grounds, I spread it on my substrate, I let it dry very well. It was very cured, okay, and I don't know if that's how come you can see some of the texture in the actual piece, okay, and so it grabs that pastel ground. It's sort of a very neutral color, and it grabs your pastel. Okay, so this was a really fun piece. And so as you can see, the reason I'm showing you all these is not only, of course, to share with you the mastery of Kevin's images, but to share with you all the experiments that I've been doing, because I do realize too that this is not, you know, images for everyone. Everyone does not probably prefer landscape printing, okay? But I will say that, I don't know, the images are just so, I think, timeless and beautiful. And I do want to, again, play and experiment on some of these fun prints. So let's go ahead. I'm going to... Oh gosh, I want to use, I think I'm going to use black acrylic or paint something acrylic so that it won't move. So I think I might use a little Payne's Gray acrylic paint. So I'm going to use my Payne's Gray fluid acrylic. I'm going to load up my scrap buddy. And again, I will just tell you a couple things. This is a little bit crusty, so I might not get the best detail because I was bad and didn't really clean it really well. But that being said, I think it's going to be okay because it feels pretty soft. But anyway, I'm using the black acrylic because I don't want it to move. But if I were doing a piece like this in my studio for, you know, for myself or for something more serious, or with all the best, what am I trying to say? With all the best types of paper and things of my preference, I probably would use a mixed media paper or something a little bit thicker than printmaking paper. Monica, you're so sweet. Me too. It's my favorite thing to do too, honestly. It's pretty bad when your hobby and your job are kind of the same, or, you know, not necessarily my hobby, but my passion and also my hobby and my job are all the same. All right, so it's got a little, this is where you have to move a little bit faster when you are using the acrylic on there. You don't want it to stick, okay? It actually did something super cool, just like I had a feeling that it would. So I had a little bit of other acrylic on here, and it did peel off with the new layer. Can you see that? So that's kind of cool. Almost similar to how a gel press works, right? You know how when it's dirty and you put the acrylic on there and then it peels off, it almost did that same kind of thing. So that's kind of cool to know. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take, now these, again, not the best. I really was remiss in cleaning these off, but I'm going to go ahead and wing it, all right? So I'm going to use my rocks, or my boulders with lichen, and my trio of pines. I don't even know if that's what it's called, but pine trio, triple pines. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. Again, well, it would help if I have something under me here. So let me put this down. And I'm going to go over here. And again, just reiterating, one of the things I absolutely love about Kevin's stamps is the seamless way they work together, okay? You can really overlap them, and they just seem to magically sort of fit together. I said that on the live when I was demonstrating his stamps for the first time, and I was saying, oh my gosh, they're almost like magic. And then when people saw them, they were like, oh my gosh, they really are. You're not kidding. So anyway, I'm going to go in and I'm going to use my little boulders here to sort of fill that in on the ends. Okay. And then, of course, what you can do, I love the beautiful thing, and I knew this, is that this texture and these beautiful bright colors and these patterns look amazing underneath there. So all really that you have to do, I'm going to take a little white gouache, and remember that I said I would prefer, if I were doing this for my own satisfaction, I would prefer to be using a little like watercolor paper. And the reason is because now I'm going to take this gouache, and gouache, this is artist gouache, okay? It is not acrylic gouache. It is regular artist gouache, okay? And this is a really nice brand. I'm going to just take a little bit. What this is an opaque watercolor. So I probably could use like my titanium white or whatever, but this is just a little bit more, a little bit more opaque. And sorry, I'm going to stop for a second and go get myself some clean water. Yes, I love it. It is a makey marathon, and it makeys me very happy. No, seriously. I mean, there's no other way I'd really rather spend my weekend nights. I mean, Mr. Moon and I really don't. We love visiting and hanging out together, but we don't go like to movies really. We don't watch movies. So, like he loves to play hit some of his online games, or he'll just do, random working while I'm doing my live makeys, and I just love it. So, and he totally loves it too. So it's all good. So here I am just using a little bit of my white gouache just to sort of knock that back a bit. Okay. I'm not trying to like obliterate it. I just want it to sort of recede back a little bit. Okay. And again, it's really like a watercolor, but it's more opaque, but you still will, it's not going to cover all that up. It's just going to sort of make it not quite so in your face. Okay. And one thing is I would want to also sort of make sure that all my acrylic is dry, because I don't want to smush that around. Okay. I'm just like, again, if I wasn't doing this for a demonstration for you, then I probably would let it dry a little bit longer. Okay. And again, that's just sort of, I'm going to end up probably going over that with some other coloration. I don't want to obliterate all of it, but yet I don't want it quite so, I want this part to be what attracts your eye. Okay. So I use that gouache because I thought that was going to be enough, but we'll probably have to go in with, I'm thinking a little bit of acrylic. So that being said, I'm going to clean this up a bit, and I'm going to decide on what colors and what I'm going to use for that background to, again, knock it back just a little bit and finish up my sky. I'm going to try one thing. Again, keeping in mind that this is experimental, I want to try some of my Moon Glow ink. I don't know what, maybe just a little sponge, or try a sponge to apply that. Well, it's pretty bright. I want it to be a little softer, so I don't know if I could mix it with the gouache, or I think I'll take a little of my my Moonlight white ink. I'm just honestly not sure. I don't want to use a brush. I'm thinking a sponge is going to be my best bet. Or Scrap Buddy, but or even just an ink pad. This is my conundrum when I'm here by myself. So you're seeing me just sort of work things out in my head as I'm moving along. Don't even know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it. Nope, don't like that either. Okay, so I'm just going to smear this color all the way across the top anyway. Yeah, might as well. You know me, this is literally how I work. I'll just be like, okay, well, I'm going to go for it, and it's just paper, you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? And remember, the black is Payne's gray, and it is acrylic, so it's going to sort of resist, or it's going to be, you know, I'm going to be able to wipe stuff away if I want to a little bit more easily than if I had done it in, say, graphite or something like that. It would be terrible. Again, just trying to sort of figure out how to lay in some darker color too. And it's kind of funny. It sort of reminds me, I don't know why, but of crazy sort of northern lights. Oops, I wanted that to be a little darker. Let me take a baby wipe and wipe that away. Again, I'm just going to tell you, if this was mixed media paper or watercolor paper, it would even do better. I would be able to smear it around even a little bit better. Let's take, I wish that I had a different sponge here, but I don't have any other sponges, so I'm just going to use my baby wipe. And then I'm going to Smush in some of the darker blue in the background. Okay. So you can kind of see what I'm doing, trying to build some of that darker color in the back, and maybe even I would take a little bit of my my pink, my Moon Glow Pink Crush, and turn that into a little purple in the background. And you can see it, you know, layer it up and get some of those darker values in the background. Okay, so there you can see the rainbow effect. And you know, if I had some, again, just repeating myself, if I was on mixed media paper or something, it would be moving just a little bit more. And here, and you know I like to do this, I'll get some of my darker color, and a few different ways you can go about this. I could add it by stamping on some deeper blue just in the corners to sort of just give it a little bit more depth. I don't know, but maybe make it a little darker even. That's a little wimpy, but you get the idea. Yeah, I need a little darker. Let's mix some purple in there, or some of the pink, and make purple again. Going all the way across because I had that sort of little break in the pattern, and so I wanted to sort of bring that down a little. And I would even fill in more, take a little more time and sort of get some deeper, darker value. Even if I have to take even another dark color and do it again and keep layering that, I really feel like that will help it. And you know, possibly even a little bit of the Payne's Gray. I don't know. Maybe not quite so dark. I'm not sure. But you get the gist of it, right? And I think that just helps it to sort of keep your eye in there. If you wanted to, again, knock back some of this so it's not quite so in your face, that's great too. And then again, sort of down here, maybe even just with some, let's take some crayon, rub that across. Just anything to sort of, again, knock this back and get some of the blue or some of the teal colors in to the water that we want. More baby wipes again. Let's smush some of the water-soluble crayon with our baby wipe. And see, I think one, and I hope, I really do hope this, I hope that one of the things that you will get from, you know, from watching me, from hanging out and getting makey with me is, you know, the idea of not giving up, of just sort of, you know, continuing on, journeying through your piece and, you know, just continuing, working intuitively and seeing what sparks your interest, what makes you happy, what kind of things are working for you, you know, and stick with it. You know, because oftentimes I know from that, I know for one thing from watching other people do demonstrations throughout my, throughout my journey as an artist, also from having feedback from many of you throughout the years on doing my live demonstrations and makeys. I've literally had people say, oh my gosh, KP, I really thought you lost it on that one. I was thinking like, oh gosh, I don't know if that's going to come together. And believe me, lots of times I'm sitting here thinking the same thing, but something always sort of propels me forward. And I know that if I listen to my gut, if I listen to my instincts, I will get where I'm going. It's just a matter of being patient and really listening to my heart, listening to those inner voices, and really, not being afraid to take a chance, and to just continue to build the layers, and don't give up. Because, I say it all the time, you can't fake the layers. So you got to layer, right? So anyway, here I may do a little bit more white. I may even do another little wash to sort of, again, knock some of this back a little bit more. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm going to go ahead for this portion, take a little bit of my white gesso, just because I feel like gesso will work the best for what I want right now. And it'll sort of stick on top of all this other mess that I just made. And we'll go ahead, because I have to have a little moon. So we'll do that there. Oops, and if you miss a spot, it's okay. That's kind of nice how the moon really looks, right? I love when it does that. Do a nice little reflection in the water, and we'll kind of make it a little drier. We'll kind of knock that back a little, and we'll put it right there. And I'm not going to press down on the side real hard so that it can sort of mimic that. Okay. Oops. Oh, and it didn't. I got a little too dry. We'll do it again. Oop, and it's opposite. Oh, I can't do it if I try. There we go. Nope, still doing it. Well, that's just crazy. If you don't like it, then let's pull some of the paint up off of it. Okay, you can take your drier side and fuss with it that way if you want to. And now I feel like I need to stamp it again because I took a little too much off. A little bit better. All right. So super fun using your super bright imprint pad background and then over stamping, using your new Stampscapes ArtFoamies to create just such a fun and unique and colorful landscape. I hope you love it. I really have enjoyed it. And again, I think and looking at this in the monitor, I definitely would go back in with some of these very darks and just give a little bit up in here again. But again, that's just another layer. So hope you love this. I certainly enjoyed making it for and with you. Oh my gosh, Jack and Dana Rexy. Let me send this to you. I really would love to. Or any of the pieces that you've seen me make. You let me know, and I'd love to send Rex a piece of art from tonight. Yeah, great. Thank you so much. Terry, thank you. Yes, I thought you might love, sort of incorporating some of the fun, more whimsical, very colorful, bright backgrounds, and then using it with these beautiful Stampscapes. I literally cannot say enough about Kevin's mastery of this collection. It is just really, really beautiful and so versatile. So many ways to use the pieces and, make art just I don't know, a lot of fun pieces, especially, you know, I know so many of you have followed Kevin for a long time, and he is so innovative and inventive with all the different substrates, the different inks, and the different papers. But I really have just enjoyed watching him utilize some of the bigger art foamies and really start upsizing some of his pieces. It's really been a joy for me. So I hope that all of you have gone over and made sure to tell him how much ArtFoamies loves him. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, let me have another sip of coffee. Puffer, welcome back. Let me see here. What was the last blue color? We had the sound down for a moment and the questions from Rex. Oh, the last blue color that I just used was a mix. The only blues that I really used was a mixture of the Blue Moon dye reinker. It's the Moon Glow reinker. And I had it mixed with a little bit of Moonlight white. But I also mixed it with a little bit of the Pink Crush, so it kind of became a purpley tone. But these blue and the pink and the white mixed together is really, really beautiful. And then I did use some straight blue as well. All right, time for another little intermission so I can clean up my mess. And I want to see what else I was thinking about sharing with all of you. Does anybody have any questions or any requests at all? I would also like to go through and just, I want to acknowledge I want to stop for a second. This is something I really wanted to do. And I want to just take time for one moment to sorry, I'm trying to walk and chew gum at the same time. I really just want to stop for a second, and I want to thank each and every artist that contributes to ArtFoamies. Okay, I know. Oh gosh, was it at the beginning of the year? It's just like a blur sometimes, but I know at the beginning of the year, I did do the artist, sort of the artist spotlight, where I went through each of our artists and tried to really, use their stamps and show their stamps and talk about each one of them, share their links with you. And so I would like to just take a moment to sort of review that and I know, none of them are here with us tonight, at least that I know of, but I do want to acknowledge them and just, take a second to thank each of them by name, not only for, supporting ArtFoamies in various ways, sharing our website, sharing our sales, and of course, just contributing their artwork to our product, and of course, making beautiful things with them as well. So, and I know a lot of the artists actually, and I think many of you know this, I don't know how many of you, but many of them were on board before I bought ArtFoamies. I bought ArtFoamies in January we reopened in April of 2020, but really I took over in January of 2020. So some of the artists were already on board with us, and just carried over, but many of them are my friends or are artists for Rubber Moon, and and of course we're still adding people to, not as many, but adding some new people here and there. So I'm just so honored and thrilled all the time that we have as many people that again contribute to our aesthetic and our community and just love our product. So that being said, I just want to go through the list. I want to thank Gina Ahrens. She has been a friend and a steadfast supporter ever since the Rubber Moon days. So appreciative of Gina, and I love so many of her stamps. Many of you know that her Long and Leafy is one of my very favorite ArtFoamies stamps of all time. Oh, thank you so much. You know what? Let me pull that back out. I'm actually going to set it here, at least so you just have something to look at while I'm chit-chatting with all of you, okay? You can see it is drying a little bit. I probably, again, would put another wash back here just to sort of offset this a little bit more. But I do love the reflection, and I do love the colors and patterns peeking through. And, of course, those brights right through the center really, really make it shine. Okay, so again, Gina Ahrens, Julie Balzer. Many of you know and follow Julie. She is sort of a little bit of a rock star, and we appreciate having Julie as a part of the ArtFoamies team. Rita Barakat, Ann Butler. Ann is such a lovely spirit, and I hope that you all follow her. She does do a lot of offerings through Bella Crafts. Sunny Carvalho. I know that so many of you are Sunny fans. Sunny has one of the best senses of humor. She's a wonderful teacher, and she just has such a great aesthetic. Everybody knows a Sunny stamp when they see one, and she's a dear friend, and I'm so thrilled and honored that she came over to ArtFoamies because, you know, she was a Rubber Moon artist first. And I have to say she holds a very special place in my heart because she was one of, if not the first, private label designer for Rubber Moon. So I was so excited when she said she would also do ArtFoamies. And I'm going to pull out a couple of her pieces. I don't know if you remembered seeing these, but I did do these as a demonstration on one of our ArtFoamie Fun Fridays. And this is the Sunny face, and I just love it. So want to make sure that you all go over and give Sunny some extra ArtFoamies love, okay? Flutterby Designs. Now, Flutterby is one of the designers that came on board with us, so I really don't know her very well, but I will say that she has some really great designs, and she is just such a nice person to work with. She has the one of my favorite sets, and that is oh, do I have it here? I think I have it right here. It is I can't remember what we called it, but it's the set of all of the months. And I really love this set. I use it quite often. If you don't have it, you might want to snag it at 30% off right now, because I do think you'll find it very useful for any of your journaling, for sure. But it's always nice to have the months of the year. All right. And I think that is called, I don't know, mini month set or something like that, or month journaling set or something. I don't know. It's under Flutterby. Anyway, Keisha Devaney. Well, or I hope I'm saying her last name right. I think I say her last name wrong every time. But Keisha is absolutely amazing. In fact, I just talked to Keisha today because we did a special stamp for her. She's getting ready to do a new class. And so we came out with a special stamp. So be watching for that. But she is a dear. She's wonderful to work with. And of course, again, her artwork is so absolutely inspired and so recognizable. I love Keisha, and I know you will too. Donna Downey is the next on the list. And I really I have to say that our good friend Edie is our mutual link, and she's the one who put us together. And I'm very appreciative that Donna wanted to do some ArtFoamies. She has some really great sellers. Sandra Evertson. I hope that Sandra definitely knows how I feel about her, because she is one of the kindest spirits that I have ever met in this industry or in any other. And I just, I want to thank her for believing in me with Rubber Moon. Again, taking more chances with ArtFoamies. And we have had a long and beautiful collaboration. And I just love Sandra, and I love all of her imagery. Very, very different. I think that from me is what I'm trying to say. I think out of all of the designers, Sandra's aesthetic and mine are so far apart, but I just think it's amazing. I love working with her stuff, and I think it's amazing how we still can collaborate so well together. I mean, I would say Kevin's now is right up there as far as aesthetically being so much different from mine. But again, enjoy the opportunity to work with this imagery, much like it's a tool, like a paintbrush or a color. Okay, that's how I like to think of it, and why I do love to work with all the different images, you know? So that is Sandra, and I hope that you'll go and check out her website, because Sandra offers so many unique and different items. She hand makes all of her, her resin crafts. So please, they do go great with ArtFoamies. She also has her ArtFoamies on her website as well. So, we love when you purchase the ArtFoamies from the artist also. Okay. So please make sure to visit Sandra over this weekend. And again, Michelle is here. Michelle Kester. You will see her right now as Michelle Farina, but she has just changed her name. Congratulations on your name change, Michelle. And I know that you still have a few places that you need to change it up, but it is Michelle Kester. She does own Rotique Boutique. Please feel free to share the link, Michelle, with everybody. Because you're going to want to go over and check out Michelle's custom special edition ArtFoamies. She has her own Rotique Boutique collection, not offered anywhere else. And I would love for you to go and check that out and see all of her offerings on her website as well. All right. So we're going to continue going down the list. We do have Joni Hallmark. Oh my gosh. You all know, I hope you know the story about Joni. Joni Hallmark, I have known for so many moons, and she's a dear friend. She is a magical spirit, and her drawings are some of my most favorite drawings ever in my life. I love her aesthetic is just so absolutely magical. That's all I can say. Many of you joined in for our houses. Let me pull a couple of her little things out here just so I can share them with you. Oh, actually, I have something right here. This was done with her little cottage lane houses on shrink plastic. So, the images themselves are much larger, probably 3.5 to 4 inches. But these are on shrink plastic and just absolutely precious. I'm going to pull out a couple of the pieces that I've done. Again, using some of Joni Hallmark's little cottages. She has so many great images. If you just go to the website and click on Joni Hallmark, you will see all of her different imagery, and I just love it. But these are the some of the most recent makeys. And again, these are the houses that I used for the shrink plastic as well. So Joni, again, a friend of mine for many years even before Rubber Moon. When I did take over Rubber Moon, it took me 5 years or more to get her to design. I tell you, I'm persistent. If nothing else, persistence is key. Finally got her to come on board Rubber Moon, and then again with ArtFoamies. So very honored, to say the least. Marta Harvey. Marta Harvey is an artist, I will tell you, that I did not understand. Her stamps, when I came on board with ArtFoamies, she was already an ArtFoamy artist, and I did not realize, I did not even know what a tessellation was. Marta does the tessellating stamps, and they are absolutely wonderful. I'm sorry I don't have any here right now, but I know that many of you are familiar with Marta's tessellating images. And I have to tell you too, she is one of the most patient, most kind artists. I tell you, when we took over when we took over ArtFoamies, I had a little bit of a mess, but she was just so, so kind, never impatient with us, never grouchy or grumpy, always just willing to help and make sure that all her images are always just, you know, ready to go. Wonderful to work with her. So, and of course, her images are just fantastic the way they work together, but of course, they're all standalone as well. Excuse me. Sorry, I have to take a drink. All the talking is getting me all choked up. Plus, I have to turn off my heater because now I'm getting really hot. Okay, I'm back. Okay, Michelle, yes, Dana says, talk about magical. Joan, if you say magical artwork, you're going to think automatically of Joni Hallmark. All right. We talked about Marta. Again, the magical thing about Marta's is how they all work together. And, you know, she hand carves most all those stamps. So I just think technically she is such an amazing artist. And again, even though most all of her images are made to tessellate or fit together, you don't have to. I'm the worst. Every time I demo them, I really suck at tessellating, but they still look great. Okay. So don't feel like, you know, if you can't, if you can't tessellate, don't worry about it. Natalie Kahlbach. Oh my gosh. I cannot really say enough about Natalie, because the reason I am sitting here with all of you is directly related to Natalie. Natalie was a Rubber Moon, has Rubber Moon stamps. All the designers that I've named that are Rubber Moon artists still have Rubber Moon stamps. Please make sure that you go, and if you love rubber stamps, go and order yourself some Rubber Moon, and check out all of the ArtFoamy artists that are also Rubber Moon artists. All right. Because of course they're not the same. It's completely different imagery, different sizes. So if you love a certain artist, of course you're going to love their Rubber Moon stamps as well. But Natalie Kahlbach, I love her art. I know many of you follow her. I know many of you have taken Creative Jumpstart in the past. Sadly, she is not going to be doing Creative Jumpstart this year. I think she needed a little break. And so she is doing other creative endeavors right now, but please make sure that if you don't follow Natalie, that you definitely do, and check out, of course, her Rubber Moon stamps and her ArtFoamy stamps, because Natalie is the one who introduced me and the previous owner and founder of ArtFoamies, and so she was our mutual connection and put in such a good word for me. It's the whole reason why I was able to buy ArtFoamies, and I just can't ever thank her enough. And I can't, of course, say how happy, thrilled, honored, just grateful that I am to have ArtFoamies. So that's Natalie Kahlbach. The next one is Kat Kerr. Again, Kat was already an ArtFoamy artist before I came along. So love Kat's images. I'm very glad that she has some ArtFoamies. Inat Kessler, again, another artist that was already on board when I came on, but she has some of the most popular ArtFoamy stamps, including Woman Power. and including some that she calls foambinations, which are combination art foamies that fit and work together, sort of like the concentrics and some of the two-part foamies. Mindy Lacefield, finishing up, going down. Well, I'm only about halfway, but we're getting there. Mindy Lacefield. Many of you know Mindy. She has a very robust online following and a lot of fun and whimsical stamps. I think it's a very different for an art foamy because I would say hers are the most childlike and whimsical. And I really enjoy her art foamies. Sadly, I wish she would come out with some new ones, but so far she has not, and that's too bad because I really think they're adorable. And I always loved her rubber stamps too. Some of her rubber moon stamps, you saw me use one tonight. The True Free Spirit is Mindy's, and I absolutely love it. Estrella is here. So Michelle says, Dana says, Michelle, your new stamps are beautiful. Michelle said, thank you. They seem to represent my shop style perfectly. Grateful to KP for her guidance and help. Of course, my pleasure and honor. I'm so excited for you, Michelle, and so happy that you have your line of art foamies. Because I know the thing about it is I know Michelle loves art foamies. And I know, she carries all of the different, or I shouldn't say all, but many of the different artists. And so it's really nice to have your own style and your shop represented. And I couldn't be more thrilled for you. So I will show those again before the end. Okay. Our next artist is Sarah Matthews. And again, have to say, Sarah is such a pleasure to work with. I love her ideas. I love her style. She was so kind to come and meet me. So I have had the pleasure of meeting her in person when I was in Maryland. And, she's a printmaker. So she has a very distinctive printmaking style that I absolutely love. Very organic. And I just really, some of Sarah's are my very favorites, and yours too. Sarah has a lot of great images, but be watching her collection because she wants to retire some of her art foamies. So be watching in December. We are going to post a list of retiring images starting December 1st. Okay? Be watching for that. Robin McClendon is our next artist, and she's one of the most recent additions. We are so thrilled to have Robin as part of the Art Foamy family. She has a wonderful, robust following, and many of her people from her community have embraced art foamies and love her patterns and designs. So we really are appreciative of not only Robin's beautiful artwork, but her very recognizable style. And of course, so many wonderful new community members. Maxie Moon is on the list, and many of you, maybe even all of you, know that Maxie Moon is my daughter. And so, of course, it's a little nepotism, but I'm so thrilled because I have to tell you, many of the stamps that you see of mine that you love and that are bestsellers were Maxie's idea. Okay, Maxie is sort of my, I am a huge idea person, but Maxie is sort of my idea person. She will say, Mom, why don't you do this? Mom, why don't you do that? I say, Maxie, why don't you do it? She goes, oh, because you can just do it so much faster and better. She's like, I'm not an artist like you. Every now and then she will get a little bee in her bonnet to do some designs. So like, recently, she did the zebra stripes and sort of the leopard or the cheetah print pattern. And, she'll just have some ideas that she really wants to do. But for the most part, she just tells me to do it. And I listen because she does have really good ideas. And she's actually a really good designer. She's just a little bit slow. And I think she doesn't have a lot of confidence. So oftentimes she sloughs it off on me, but I don't mind. But anyway, I'm so happy that she can be one of the designers, because she really deserves to have that recognition. And I also like that she makes a little commission check every quarter as well. So whenever you get a chance, encourage Maxi Moon to do a few more designs. Love to see it. Kevin Nakagawa, our most recent ArtFoamy designer, just came on board with his Stampscapes. Can't say enough about not only just a class act, a wonderful, kind-hearted gentleman, and a wonderful artist. I know that for many of you, he is new to you, but I've known him and known of him for many years. So the fact that he is now in ArtFoamies is just so thrilling to me. Again, I'm just repeating myself, but seeing him use his extra large sizes and be doing some of the art that he is now creating is so thrilling for me, because I was just after him for quite a while to do some ArtFoamies. So yay for all of us. The next one after Kevin is Gail Nation. Again, cannot say enough about Gail. She is a dear friend of mine. Love her sense of humor. Love her style. Her hand lettering is the best. All that lettering that she's done that are ArtFoamies words and sayings are all her actual lettering. Okay, those are not fonts. Those are her handwriting. Really beautiful. If you get a chance, definitely take a class from Gail. Also follow her on social media. She has beautiful home and studio where she offers classes. And I know she does all sorts of like wood cuts and different ornaments and things for the holidays. So please be following her shop. I don't have a link right now, but I bet you anything that she's having a Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. So please go and follow her and tell her that ArtFoamies loves her. The next one on the list is Patty Parrish, Patty Tolley Parrish. Patty Parrish, again, a connector. She is a person who puts people together. I've been working with Patty for years. Excellent sense of humor, will make you crack up. Just her laugh is just catching. I hope you follow her on YouTube. Please give her a little extra love this holiday season. She's been going through just a lot of stuff in her life, still trying to work and help take care of her mom, and just, you know, has just been a little under the weather. So make sure that you go and give Patty Tolley Parrish some extra ArtFoamy hugs, okay? Next one on the list is Emmy R. Emmy Richardson. So on the website, her name is spelled differently. I cannot pronounce Emmy's last name, but it is Emmy R. And she actually, I owe her so much. She is the original owner and founder of ArtFoamies. Excuse me. And so, you know, it is with great pleasure that we continue to offer her ArtFoamies. And she still has some of the best sellers. Again, great designer. She definitely knew what would sell and what she liked. So thank you to Emmy for sure. Red Tin Roof is also known as Alana DeFortier. And I want to say, Alana, again, fantastic designer. I never have to like lift a finger to do her images. They're always just ready to go. And she, again, has her finger on the pulse of what people like. So I really enjoy her sets and her collections. Plus, she is just a really wonderful person and a great advocate for ArtFoamies. All right. Candy Rosenberg, also known as a Vintage Girl. Many of you have seen and followed Candy for many years. She's been around the mixed media market for a while, and she has lots of great images, and she is a fun gal. Lori Siebert, Again, sort of new to ArtFoamies. She's another one who I sort of begged to have ArtFoamies because I love her style. And she has the most beautiful florals and just a super fun personality, and lots of great content on Instagram. So make sure you're following her. Gypsy Soul is, again, I shared with you Gina Hubbard and her new images. Without Gina, probably would not be here. Gina helped us so much get started in the beginning. And I am so appreciative of her friendship and her wonderful, solid designs. Elizabeth St. Hilaire also has a line of rubber stamps, and many of you know her as paper paintings, and a wonderful artist. Many of you also follow Elizabeth on Patreon, and so glad to have her as an ArtFoamy artist. Last but not least, excuse me, I have to take another sip of coffee. It's a little cold, but better than nothing. Lisa Walton, and she is also known as Died and Gone to Heaven. Lisa is a pretty strong in the fiber and sort of tie-dye or dyed fabric community. She doesn't have a lot of ArtFoamies. She was an original ArtFoamy artist, but the ones that she has have been very popular throughout my tenure here as owner of ArtFoamies. But again, be watching for our list in December of some images to be discontinued. All right. So I thank you all for, listening to that long list. I forget how many artists that we actually have, but I did want, this is Thanksgiving weekend, so I had to stop just for a few moments and really acknowledge each and every one of them. I wanted to say their name out loud, make sure that you're following along and checking out their different, work, because many of them have all sorts of other artwork beyond ArtFoamies. Okay, so I just have to say I'm so grateful for each and every one of them and for being part of ArtFoamies, whether or not they were here before me. Just the fact that they stayed means so much to me, and have, love all of the images, because I love ArtFoamies. They're so fun. And yes, me KP, who I do admit I have a lot of ArtFoamies because I am very self-indulgent, and this is what I think. I think I do work really hard for every other artist. I love sharing their stamps, using their stamps, showing their stamps, talking about their stamps, and selling their stamps. But at the end of the day, I get to say that I own the company, and so I get to indulge my ArtFoamy obsession. And lots of times I admit that I will make ArtFoamies just because I want them and I want to see if it'll work. And then I get it, and then it works, and then I have to offer it. So that's just the way it works. So here's another one I'm going to just show and tell you about, because I have had this. If I would show you my iPad, okay, I do most all of my designing on my iPad. And if I would show you my iPad, I would share with you probably at least 300 images, I would guess, approximately. Okay, maybe 200 that are not done in ArtFoamies, but I have my eye on them, or I think, someday. So this I have had on my iPad for about 2 months. And I said, today is the day. I just want to try it. I want to see if it'll work. And see if I like it. And I want to see if anybody else will like it. And then if they like it, I'll turn it into an ArtFoamy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go, oops, I got already a little spot on that. I want a fresh, nice greeting card. Okay. So here is a fold over greeting card. My hands are pretty clean, so we're going to try this first. I do have this actually stamped out a couple different ways. Let me see if I can find it here in my pile. If I put it here, just so you can see what it looks like stamped out. Sorry, I do have a mess. Where did I put it? I know I took pictures of it, so it has to be around here somewhere. All right, give me just a second. Let me move around my piles some more. Aha, I think I'm finding it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here we have it stamped out. Now this was a happy accident, okay? I did this stamp and I said it's umbrellas and I love it. It looks great. Here it is stamped out. But what's really cool, and this was a byproduct and it was an accident, is you do get a cloud because the back is a perfect cloud. So you know that lots of us use the fronts and backs of our ArtFoamies. Now it's not symmetrical, so it won't line up. I thought about doing a set of 2, and that way you would have symmetry. No, I do design in Illustrator somewhat, but I mostly design in Procreate, or I design by hand, I'll draw by hand, I'll scan it in, and then I will use Photoshop and Illustrator on my computer, okay? But oftentimes I'm just using my my iPad, okay? Good night, Jack and Dana and Rexy. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you to the moon and back, and I will see you again soon. Yeah, we're going to hang around here for just a little bit longer, and then we'll sign off too. But I really thank you for sharing some of your holiday weekend with me. All right, so I'm going to take this now. You've seen it stamped front and back. This is the front, and I did it obviously in a few different colors, used a little crayon to outline it, but this time I think I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to wet it, and I am going to take, for this one, I am going to take some acrylic paints, okay? I'm going to take, let's do a little of my permanent green light, okay? A little bit of, let's try some Pyrrole Red. And I think I'm going to use, maybe some gold. I don't know. Maybe I was thinking copper, or here's some iridescent gold. All right. Get a scrap buddy here. I'm going to start with my lightest color, and that's the gold. A couple different ways of doing this. I think what I will do is stamp this in gold first. Oh gosh, so many different ways now that I'm thinking about it. I'm going to stamp this in gold, and then of course, oh gosh, since it's gold acrylic, I even think that, and I'm mad because I got, you know what, I got a little gold on there. I'll just turn this around. We'll use this side instead. So, do this. Oh, it's really beautiful. So now I could emboss this. I could watercolor in the green and the red. What I was planning on, honestly, was to go ahead. Let me mask off. Well, I'm going to take a little piece of masking tape or painter's tape here. Okay, to do my masking. Not a big deal, but this will just keep if I was making Christmas cards or holiday cards, okay? You might want to mask that line off. And then you could do, well, I'll just use my little detail brush here. Okay, little detail brush, and again, a little gold. Or I could, of course, use my, you know, gold paint pen or something like that. But for this, let's just... Okay, so it's like little hanging ornaments, and of course, you know, it can take, and we'll put some little doodads on here. And like I said, since this gold is acrylic, if it's dry, it'll semi sort of resist watercolor. So instead of using my acrylic paints, you know, which I could either overstamp, I could ink in some of these and overstamp, okay, or I could, of course, fill in, or I could go in with just a little bit of watercolor too. Let me find my watercolor palette here. Where did it go? It's under a pile somewhere. I just don't know where. Oh, here it is. So, you know, I squeezed out that acrylic paint over there, but now I'm not going to use acrylic. I want to use a little watercolor. And of course, you know, you want to use an appropriate size of brush. Let's see. Oh, let me use it. Like a number 4 is going to be good, I think. And let's just take a little, oh, I don't know. You can do your Christmassy colors, or maybe you want non-traditional colors, you know, but, oops. And again, not, okay, so the acrylic is not a total resist, but sort of semi, I don't really know how to explain it. You'll just have to trust me, or obviously if you have, you know, worked with acrylic paint on watercolor paper and then added in little bits of watercolor, then you sort of know. It's sort of, will resist that, and you can just go in again with your detail brush and have fun painting those in, again, in your Christmassy or your winter colors. I think this would be so beautiful if you wanted to paint these all in like silver and shades of blue. It would be great for Hanukkah or just winter. Again, you know, with your Christmas colors or your non-traditional Christmas colors. D. Keel says for spring flowers, paint green stems under the umbrellas instead of doing like hanging, you know, hanging threads or hanging strings, right? So you get the idea. You know that I definitely am all about you know, changing things up and making them your own and finding different ways to utilize your imagery. But super, super cute. right? And you know, and it's kind of, I'm not even painting in very, very nicely, kind of messy. If you know, if you don't like it, just you can go in and give it a little squish. One thing I will say, sort of important to wait and make sure that your gold acrylic paint is good and dry. Okay, if your gold paint is super good and dry, then you know, you can really wipe a lot of the watercolor right off of it. Of course, you saw I just stamped this, you know, a minute ago, so it's not good and dry, but you get the idea, right? And of course, like I said, you can do non-traditional colors if you like. So of course, go in and have fun and just play. Or if you want to keep it super traditional, then just do all your greens and your reds. And I'm not going to finish all of it for you here, but you get the idea. You can, again, go back and layer up. Make different, you know, different gradients. And of course, even to the point, if you wanted to go back in over the top with another color or a darker color, do you see what I'm saying? And give other little details. Again, that is complete. I can't get any water on here. That's completely up to you. And you could use more acrylic. Since you stamped in acrylic, you could use more acrylic over the top, or you know, like here, I'm just doing a little row of dots. Of course, you'd have to let that dry and really soak in, okay? Again, because you're using water over acrylic, but you kind of get the idea, right? So here, I'm just gonna obviously make a little quicker work of it when I just do it like that, as opposed to sort of filling in every little detail. But if it was nice and dry, then I could go back over that, and a lot of that water would pull right back off of that acrylic paint. Sort of with the thirsty brush, you can change that up a little. So you get the idea, right? So that'll be super fun and cute and pretty card. Again, you know, just a little handmade version. And, you know, I say I'm not going to finish it for you. And then I'm like, oh gosh, but I just need to fill in a little bit more. And of course, you know, I was making them all one color, but you know, if you want to make them multicolored, again, completely up to you. That's the beauty of this, is you get to watch me sort of do what I might do, but then you get to get these in your hands and be like, oh, now I get to do what I think makes them look rockin', you know, chef's kiss, right? All right, you get the idea. I'm going to stop there. And of course, you know, I'll fill that in later, finish it off for you. I am going to actually take another piece of paper and find one around here. A paper towel. And I will finish this off, and then I'll post a picture of it later on. I'm going to blot it just because I know those little dots were still kind of wet, and I didn't want to smear them. All right, so ta-da. And then of course your little happy holidays, or your, you know, wishing you a Christmas that's merry and bright, or whatever. All sorts of options, and you have a great sort of easy and fun holiday card. This could also be a New Year's, or really any sort of festive occasion with ornaments, right? And don't forget, on the back, you also have a cloud stamp, which is kind of fun, right? All right, let's stop for a second again. And let me go over here. I'm not scrolling, so am I missing anything? Okay. D, last one to mention anything and saying yes for spring flowers, just paint stems instead of little strings hanging down. All right, I am going to, it's 7:21. We're getting to the end of our long makey. I know I'm feeling it because all the talking is starting to make me very sort of raspy voiced, if you will. Anyway, does anybody have any thoughts, questions, ideas, anything that you'd like to see or hear about? Any other questions from anything I've talked about or mentioned, please just let me know. I am going to pull out Michelle Elizabeth stamps one more time. These are Michelle Kester's from her new collection of ArtFoamies, her own private collection. They all will be listed on her website, she says tomorrow, which is Road Teak Boutique. Feel free, obviously, go over to ArtFoamies Fun on Facebook and follow that group. I'm sure she'll have them posted there. At least I hope so. That was a group that Michelle started. And, you know, for some reason, I don't know where all of my stampings of all of hers are. They should all be right here, but they're not. So I'm going to pull them back out again. I'll stamp some of them again for you because I don't know where they are now that we've done all these makeys. I don't know where they went or where I put them. So I'm sorry about that. So we're just going to stamp them one more time. I have this newsprint here. Let me pull out a little bit more newsprint and we'll stamp them right up on there. All right, this is her boot. And again, I love this boot because you have the decorated side, okay, but you also have the blank side. So, of course, you have a left and a right. You can use the solid side and just fill it in yourself, or, you know, just have a solid boot. You could fill it in with any other type of pattern that you would like. So, so cute. And this really goes along with the shoes and boots that she sells in her shop as well. In fact, we did use one for the inspiration for this piece. Oops, and I didn't get that bottom stamped very well, but you get the idea. Still stamped pretty nice all in all. Ta-da! All right, that is the boot. All right, and I think it's a great vase if you wanted to put flowers or things or message coming up out. I think it would also make, so for those of you who are, thank you so much, Patty. Yes, a new Black Friday tradition. Yay. The gold metallic. It is golden fluid acrylic, iridescent gold, deep. Fine. Okay. I will say, I know I repeat this a lot, but for those of you who might not know, this is a great thing for you all to know. If you are a golden paint lover like I am, then you should know that every bottle of golden acrylic paint, whether it is the fluid, it might be the high flow, okay, or it also might be the jars or tubes of heavy body. Okay, golden acrylic has 3 lines of, well, actually they have more, but there are 3 main acrylic lines are heavy body, fluid, and high flow. Okay, they're differentiated by the types of containers they come in. And also, of course, by the viscosity of the paint. Every line, even though high flow is much more flowing, okay, it's much more like an ink. Fluid is more like a very thinner, soft body paint. And then heavy body is a thicker, more viscous paint. All of them have the same amount of pigment load. So they will never be, just because it is a more fluid or a more flowing viscosity, your pigment load is the same. Okay, so it's never going to seem less pigmented. All right, but the thing that I wanted to show you is that on every bottle or jar or tube of their acrylic paint, there's 3 little bars going across. Okay, 3 black bars. See that on the high flow? See that on the heavy body? And see that on the fluid. Those 3 bars are, every label is hand painted with the color across the swatch. So that is not printed on there. That is hand painted on the label. It is to show you the transparency. So some are going to be more opaque than others. Okay. So for example, here is your cerulean blue deep. You can see, if you can see the black bars through it, that is the transparency. So some of them you won't really see the bars. You see that? Do you see how opaque that is? Much more opaque than, say, the Pyrrole Red or any of these. These are all much more transparent color. Okay, so I just wanted you to know that. So when you see your labels of your golden acrylics, no matter what line, you'll see those 3 bars, and then you'll be able to tell how transparent or how opaque your paint is. All right. And again, I just pulled that out to be able to show that to you, Dee. And all, you know, they have so many different metallics that are really wonderful, and any of their the ones that are called interference colors are wonderful when mixed with other colors too. Okay, so we'll get more into that later. Lots of times we offer golden hour, and so at some point I'll share more of that with you. Anyway, this is Michelle Kester. Again, Road Teak Boutiques private collection. These are not available at ArtFoamies.com. These are only going to be available through Michelle. Okay, so she has her boot. She has a flying guitar. Let's go ahead and I'll stamp this one as well. And again, I know we're just coming back around full circle. Many of you already saw these, but I wanted to get a chance, in case you missed it, to share it with you. And also, since Michelle wasn't here earlier, I wanted to show off her new ArtFoamies again. And I just love them. But I will say, do you have a favorite? Oh, so cute. Oh my God. So cute with your aesthetic too. All right, so you got the boot, you got the flying guitar. We do have, and I did stamp this, and I thought I still had it. So we do have the positive and the negative in the music sheet, okay? Again, Road Teak Boutiques private collection, available on her website. And this is a positive and negative. I want to repeat myself, though, about the music. On the positive stamp, okay, very fine lines. You're not going to get every line. It's made to be sort of distressed and not give you a perfect image, okay? So if some of these lines are burned out or, you know, not that legible, it's okay. That's how it's supposed to be. It is not defective. And that's the sheet music set of 2. And here I do have this one, and I love it too. It is the doily, positive and negative doily. I am going to stamp it again so you can see it. I didn't get a very good lineup on this one, which is still kind of okay, but I'm going to do it again and share that with you. It's a positive and negative doily. You can use it separately or together. Yes, don't forget to like. like. let's see. Oh, yay, Dee. I'm so happy that I could share that with you and teach that to you, because it is a very important part of knowing your paints. All right. And it is one of the greatest pleasures I get. I know it's really silly, but of being a golden artist educator is to make sure that some of the most simple and basic things that you think everybody knows, but everybody doesn't know. So it's really good not only to repeat yourself, but also to say things that sometimes you just assume that other people know, because not everybody starts at the same point. I mean, I didn't know that for the longest time myself. So having somebody, just reiterate that, it's really great. All right. So here again, have the positive and negative doily. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp this one in this darker blue gray, okay, or blue black. All right, and they are not, I just want to tell you that they're not symmetrical, okay? They are not perfect, but that's part of what I love about it. This one shouldn't be too difficult to line back up. So let me just get that little spot. All right, kind of got that. And now I'm going to go in with the Heidi Violet. And even if it's not perfectly aligned, it doesn't bother me. I still think it's really cute. And as you can see, you can use this just by itself. It makes a great little label. Oh, what cute, cute little label. And of course, I'm going to stamp this one by itself also, because you can see you can use this one separately as well. It's both really darling. And really, I think we were going to make it one way or the other, and then we ended up making an accident and coming out with both of them. And then they were just so darn cute together, I couldn't resist. And I have to tell you, and then I asked Michelle, and she said, yeah, let's go ahead and do it as a set. Why not? And then just figuring out which side is which. So let's see here if I can. Should line up pretty well. You just have to figure out what's the top and what's the bottom, and then line up the oval in the middle, and it should work out pretty well. Ta-da! I could have done it a little bit lighter, but it's okay if it's offset. It kind of makes it look dimensional. So I think that's sort of fun. It would have looked better had I done it a little bit lighter, but you get the idea. Super fun, super cute, and really such a clever idea, Michelle. Love it, love it. All right, and then I had to save my very favorite for last. Oh, excuse me. Because I absolutely am in love with this stamp. It's really simple. It's sort of quirky. It's whimsical. But what a clever and fun and cute idea. It's just a cassette tape. Okay, so it's a little bit of a throwback. And I think Michelle actually designed it to be more of a sort of label. So such a cute mailing label. It would be so cute on a journal. I think it would make a really cute tea towel. I think it would make a really cute t-shirt. I'm just in love with it. So here it is. Yes, you're welcome. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you hanging out with me and coming here and seeing all the new stuff, hearing all the ideas. Isn't that darling? I just love it. So you can put whatever you wanted, names, dates, different titles. I think it would be so cute to do a whole journal, or, a journal pages with your favorite songs, music, lyrics. Oh my gosh. Anyway, absolutely darling. Definitely going to be in my collection. Well, they're all in my collection. Who am I fooling? But one of my top favorites, and I'm sure I'll be using it in lots of projects upcoming. So yeah, isn't it great? Thank you. Thank you. So Janice says, I'm going to spend a little time with Tom, movie, and popcorn here at home. Love you. Love you too. Thank you so much for joining me and hanging out, having this new Black Friday tradition. Hope that you get to have a makey weekend. Hopefully this evening will inspire you and you'll be able to go back, have a rest, maybe like Janice is doing, maybe watch a movie, have some popcorn, have a glass of wine or a cup of tea, and then tomorrow get a fresh start. Since you have the whole weekend ahead, hopefully you can stay in your pajamas and do nothing but play with your art foamies and all your wonderful mixed media materials. And of course, don't forget to place a nice big juicy order if you haven't already, because 30% off, you get a third more than you normally would get, and you can just load up and have yourself an early Christmas present with a huge box of art foamies delivered to your door. Anyway, again, if anybody has anything else they'd like to see or hear about, let me know. I'm going to hang out with you here for a couple more minutes. We'll kind of just talk about what we did tonight. We shared all of Michelle Kester Boutique's new art foamies in their private collection. We used many, if not all, of the Imprint pads, doing a variety of techniques and makeys, loading up the Imprint pads with a variety of colors and mediums, and then using them to create backgrounds, greeting cards, patterns, journal pages, and more. What else did we do? We ran Imprint pads through stencils. If only I could find them again. Like so. And like so. What else did we do? Oh, we just showed off a whole bunch of new stamps, all of Gypsy Soul new winter designs, and including, well, not all winter designs, up to and including her beautiful paisleys, which again, I'm considering a must-have. We created, or at least began, a holiday card using our Umbrella Cloud art foamy. Oh my goodness, I don't know, the list is long. We shared all of the art foamy artists, just at least mentioning them by name, so that hopefully you can go over and say hello. And I think that's about it. Oh my gosh, I can't think of anything else. I did waste a little paint, so I'm going to have to think of a way to use that up. And so the last, I don't know, few minutes of my makey, I guess that's what I'll do. Oh my goodness. So if you have any other thoughts, questions, ideas, or input, please let me know. And if not, I'm going to say goodnight and have a wonderful rest of your holiday weekend. Again, I do really hope that, oh gosh, Janice, I hope so. I hope you're feeling better, and you take care and have a great weekend. I'm going to turn the camera around just so I can say hello again and show my face and say I thank all of you for being here with me. I'm going to sign out just a little bit early unless anybody else has anything they'd love to share or contribute. Again, if anybody here has any links that you'd like to share, whether it's to your own shop or to somebody else's shop that you'd like to, help give a little bit of extra love to, please feel free. I really want to support the other artists and the other makers in our community. Yes, thank you, Monica, so much. Patty, thanks for hanging out with me all evening, too. Nita, thanks again. I really appreciate you stopping by and being here. Cecilia, you know how I feel about you. To all of my Moonies and patrons, you know the deal. I love you to the moon and back. And I will see you, many of you, I'll see you tomorrow for our show and tell. Acme Post, thanks so much. Please come back next week. Obviously, I will be back next Friday for some Art Foamy fun. I don't know what it's going to be yet. I'll try to try to keep you posted. In the meantime, have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Stay safe, stay sane, and of course, stay makey. Mwah. Love you to the moon and back. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you real soon. Thanks again.